Guys, we're doing our little itsy bitsy grace period as always. I wish I actually knew how long the grace period takes, because I have no bloody clue, and neither does Brendan. And we've been doing this for 3 years, and we still don't know how long the grace period should be. But you guys, you see the little topics. I mean, everybody see them in the description as well. So, once I'm once I'll be positive that this thing is actually live, I guess Brennan and I will go ahead and start the show like we usually do. Can't promise it's going to be as big as the last show. I wish it was. Not really, because last show was so exhausting, Brennan. What do you think?
I thought it was pretty fun. I mean,
Okay,
it
okay.
was definitely pretty
I
big.
asked you one thing, man. Was it exhausting or not?
No, I like it.
All right. Well, guess what?
What?
We're live, so might as well. Hi there, guys. My name is Mikey,
And I am Zebrande.
and we're your hosts for M&B Show, like always. Oh gosh, the last show was epic.
Definitely.
This was the longest show Brendan and I ever did.
Oh yeah.
4 hours. It's 4 times longer than we usually have. And for a good reason. We had like 4 guests. 3 guests. We had 3 guests. 5 people in total. And everybody had to say something most of the time. And wow, my mind was blown. I couldn't believe how much attention the show got. It's just because I swear it's just because of the size. That's why. I think it's because of the size. Like people see 4 hours and like, damn, that asshole's got to talk about something good, right? And well, you know, we got a lot of viewers last time. We got a lot of views. Don't expect that from this show. This show is actually pretty standard. It's gonna be me and Brennan. I think we're not gonna have any guests this time. We kind of wanted to have guests, but we decided, hey, we have some topics that we have to discuss, and you can see the topics in the description and in the Halo 2 cinematic trailer title. So the thing is, guys, I would like to apologize. Me and Brennan actually would like to apologize. We have not released Monster Hunter episode 11 in 2 weeks. And there is no excuse for it. There is really no reason for us not doing it. And last night, I decided, hey, I'm going to release it last night. And unfortunately, there was a little hiccup with one thing. And we decided to, let's hold off our horses. Might as well do an M&B show. We're going to talk about M&B show and what it is today as well. I actually think it's going to be a very boring M&B show for those who are not really passionate about M&B show. But if you are actually curious about what M&B show actually is, we stick around and do stuff. We of course we have Halo 2 cinematic trailer for you guys to show. You bound to have seen it already. We have our own Destiny beta footage for you guys to show. We are going to talk about Digital Fear and what he said in his blog post. And of course, we're going to be talking about a bunch of other things, assuming I remember what they are. Yeah, Brendan, you gotta. I mean, from last show and for what we're gonna be talking about today, do you have anything to add, brah?
Oh, not quite. It's just going to be another nice little update.
Oh, well, I don't want to call it update per se, but it's gonna be a show. We have topics, but yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna update you guys on what's going on. We might actually even go ahead and show you guys how much work we did on Space Marine. I know that most of you are here for listening to our opinions and the new gameplay stuff. If you guys haven't seen it, but I'm sure you did. But you know, I'm hoping that you're here to listen to us actually sort of dissected. But actually, the first few topics that I really wanted to talk about, besides us not releasing Machinima, is that we're working on them 100%. Space Marine is about 1 hour and 10 minutes long. Monster Hunter is working on its 4th CGI sequence. Brandon is taking over the other guys all the way. He's going to be working on the other guys, not me. Skill and Claw has been scripted and is going to be voiced soon, right, Brandon? Yes, Kalen Claw is gonna be voiced soon. And of course, we have a bunch of Elites of War stuff that we're just itching to get to, but we just can't because we have so much work. And this year was supposed to be an Elites of War year, and I just can't believe how much time and effort other projects took away from what I consider to be our flagship series. And at this point, Elites of War is very, very, very forgotten. No pun intended. I mean, nobody knows what Elites of War anymore, and I'm not sad about that because come September, we're gonna re-release season 1, updated both visually, verbally, and story-wise, and we actually can go ahead with season 1. We're gonna release all 6 episodes, in their full glory, remastered, reworked, rescripted, revoiced, and then we can actually solidly, with honor and with our heads held high, move on to season 3. Motherfucker, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh yes, progress will be done after we solidify our base.
Yeah, so once again, I would like to apologize to everybody who's expecting Machinima and had not seen it so far. But Elites of War is such a big project, and Monster Hunter takes a lot of work and time. And of course, Space Marine, which we talk about for the past year, even though the production of it has been only for a few months. It's extremely big project. It's the biggest project we've done so far. It's bigger than episode 10 of Leads of War in terms of the gratitude of the voice acting, gratitude of the scope of the story, and what world, what universe it takes place in, and it has to be done specifically. You can't just whack it off and just film it. You have to film it specifically in order to get the proper view. But that's what we want to talk to you guys about in this little particular segment of Sorry for No Machinima releases. The other thing that I would like to talk about, and Brandon too, is people have extremely poor taste in deciding what M&B show is.
Oh, this is a nice one.
Right. For 3 years, we've been doing M&B show. And for 3 years, same people have been coming back to watch it. But I just have this feeling that few of those kids don't realize what M&B show is for. Now, M&B stands for Mikey and Brandy Show. It's a show that I made up when Brandon sort of wiggled his way into my pants, into my team. And at which point, Trigrams became a two-man project place to do stuff as opposed to I'm doing all by myself. And I decided, what is a better way to make this guy feel like I respect him, he has power, he has responsibility, than to put him into a show. So we created an M&B show together, and we started doing this M&B show all the way in 2011-ish, 10.
Back when we still thought Minecraft was a nice, relaxed place to go.
It's when Minecraft was the shit. So, M&B Show was originally created for Brandon and for me to sort of get to know each other better, to share our opinions, but it also was a sort of a show where Brandon and I share our opinion on X, Y, and Z within the Machinima community when we believed it existed. If you listen to our M&B shows from the 2011, 2010, when we did it in Minecraft, they were pre-recorded, they were edited. They even had a disclaimer saying this is our opinion, because we thought, people should know, but I guess that did not really catch on. But we really believed the Machinima community was the whole at that time. And we made all strides to talk about Red vs. Blue. We talked about Rise of the Spartans. We talked about small productions Machinimas of
Guardian.
Of the Guardian. We talked about Mike WB's Machinima of Cataclysm, right? Was it? We talked about Lambda Machinima of Primordium Part 1 when it was released. We talked about everybody's Machinima. We shared our opinion on it. We talked about anime. We talked about my little brony.
Oh, we got some hate for that one.
Yeah, we got a lot of hate from My Little Brony. And this guy was on their side, just so you know. He was like, well, they're not that bad. We're not that bad, but they're nice.
Usually they aren't, unless they're cloppers.
You hear the tone in his voice, right? He changed his mind. But we took a break from M&B Show during 2011 second part, 2012 early, and then we brought it back actually late 2012, and then moved it to 2013, and now we're doing it 2014. So yeah, M&B Show is for us currently the way it is since 2014, since the beginning of 2014. M&B Show took on an extremely different approach. I know you're staring at this trailer for 1080p. I'm sorry, I don't want to switch it for now. But if you really want to see something that Brennan did cool, there it is. M&B Show, our new thing. But yeah, M&B Show drastically changed its format. We no longer play games. We show you footage, and we talk much more. We talk longer, and I think we talk more detailed. Brendan, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, at the very beginning, I had no idea what to talk about because I didn't want to share any opinions. But I think we're able to say a lot more this time.
Once we realized that people much rather hear opinions than sugar-coated bullshit, which creates absolutely no ripples anywhere, we decided that's not us. We have to share opinions. Otherwise,
we throw rocks into water.
And obviously, M&B Show changed itself into more of a reporting, gossipy, very opinionated show where people can come in and share their opinion, whoever they might be. Obviously, we had 3 guests last time, which is a huge amount. And obviously, you can always hear us share our opinion because we like sharing our opinion. There's nothing wrong with sharing an opinion. That's the thing. That's the core thing about M&B Show. It's opinionated. It's taking something, looking at it from the point of view of the person who speaks to the audience. We don't force our opinion on you, our wonderful audience. We don't go to another channel and force M&B Show on that channel to spread our opinion. M&B Show is for our channel, for Trunkless Productions. This is our way with communicating with our fans, with the rest of the community. Brandon, we want to add something to it?
Nah, you pretty much got it in spades right there. It's just the perfect way to communicate with everyone else and show what we're thinking.
Now, we can do game nights. We can do, I don't know, giveaways all the time. We can do contests all the time to sort of, hey, look at us. We're part of the community. Hey, baby. But the thing is, we don't care about anybody else. We care about people who watch our content. Thus, we create M&B Show. Our body actors for most time watch M&B Show and watch our content. Our voice actors for most of the time enjoy M&B Show and our content. So we cover all the bases of the community that we created around us, around M&B Show, around what M&B Show stands for. And when somebody tells me that we use M&B Show to piss in somebody else's face, I want to take my fist and slap them in that face.
And then piss on their face.
It's like, time and time again, we tell people M&B Show is us sharing our opinion on the matters that we see fit. We don't tell everybody what to think. We don't tell everybody what to do. And this was the primary purpose of M&B Show, is share opinion. Don't force it on other people. We don't go behind somebody's back and type, hey boy, you know what? Boobs are bad for you. Don't touch boobs. They're very icky, bicky, jicky. Don't do that.
From boobs,
you know that guy? Yeah, his name is Boobs. You know what he does to boobs? He doesn't give them money. He doesn't support anybody. Don't believe him. He's a bad boy. Yeah. No. M&B Show is us telling you what we think based on X, Y, and Z. If you think that we go and use M&B Show to strike fear into the hearts of the enemies or convert people on YouTube to come to us and flock to us, I will show you 2 middle fingers and ask you to nicely leave the room. In 2014, we made a resolution. It was a New Year's revolution. Damn it. I said revolution. Resolution. We will not...
Throw the first stone.
We will not use M&B Show as a weapon against other directors. First of all, because we never used it as a weapon against other directors. And second of all, because people had an idea that we did. I have no idea why they did think that. No clue. But last M&B Show, not only was it long, but it had a very controversial topic. And right before and during that topic, it was a topic about digital virus and digital fear, which we're going to talk about today again. And we're going to share our opinion again. I think throughout the entire conversation, everybody said, in my opinion, or I think, or I believe. What does that imply, Brandon?
It means that they're not stating exact facts, they're just stating what they think or feel.
Correct. Now, also people have different interpretations of the same thing. So when I read, Dick was very hungry because he lacked some chow, in my opinion, I really think that Dick was hungry because he did not have enough food. Now, somebody else can see is like, I think I made a very, very solid quote. I don't think you can misunderstand that.
Yeah. It's like, the curtains were blue. Why? Because he's depressed and he's lonely. No, the curtains were blue.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. Brennan, I'm going to rephrase that. The curtains were blue because the man was depressed. No, they weren't blue because the man was depressed. The man was depressed because they were blue. Same sentence can be interpreted differently. So tell me, my wonderful audience, in your head, you don't have to tell it to me, you don't have to tell it to your friend. Is it possible that 2 individuals can have different outlook on the same quote? Brandon, since you're my partner in crime, can 2 people have different opinions on the same thing?
Yes.
Brendan, do we have different opinions on anime boobs and anime swords?
Yes.
Do we see the same image, though?
Possibly.
Like, when we watch Space Dandy, watch the show, guys. Watch the show, Space Dandy. Do we look at things differently in the show?
Yes.
Yes, even though we see the same thing. So, is it okay if I tell you what I think and then you tell me what you think?
Certainly.
And then we can put this on YouTube for people to decide who's right, who's wrong, or tell their own opinion.
Yes.
That's what M&B Show does. We see one thing, you see another thing, we show it on YouTube. You are come ahead, come here, and tell us why we're wrong, or please show us your own opinion. That is what M&B Show is all about. That's why we invited guests last time, and that's why we try our best to stay sort of in this middle. Now, it's not really a joke that, hell, we don't like some people. It's true. We have our own little problems with certain people, but why would I waste my time on them without reason? We had a very solid topic. Digital Field posted a tweet about his series and somebody recreating it. Me and Brandon took an opportunity. We waited 3 days and then we released the show. Correct, Brandon? Or am I missing something?
No, that's exactly how we did it.
Did you share your opinion?
Yes.
Did Ali share her opinion?
Yeah, everybody took a look at it, and
Did Snowy share her opinion?
she might have been a little bit quiet, but I think so.
Sangus shared his opinion?
Definitely.
I shared my opinion. We had 5 people share their opinion on the same topic, and we dropped the topic once it was absolutely gone. We did not stay on it to go ahead and harass people. Because we got some very, very angry, narrow-minded individuals saying here that we defamed somebody. We're going to cover what defame means in a little bit after the show. But we were accused of using M&B Show to secretly manipulate the minds of people so they will hate Digital Virus and Jack HF. Well, in reality, all we did is voice our opinion on what he's doing and on what John, CJ, or Digital Fear did and how they two connect to each other. And
Wouldn't
then
that
we,
be interesting?
yeah, I just.
All of you are our mind slaves.
That's
You
right.
cannot possibly break
That's
our grasp upon
right.
your mental power.
And yes, Solar Flare, I actually believe that right now somebody's being worked on to create a video to completely demolish our asses. Because we were
Similar
told,
to Enough is Enough.
yeah, we were told, I'm watching you, and every time you say something, I will record it. I will take time and make sure to know everything. I'm paraphrasing. I'm not quoting. I'm not that kind of guy.
Sound good. Our motto
So-
has always been, quote us, bro, I dare
Yeah,
you.
quote us, bro. I dare you. Thank you, Brendan. So we have no doubt that the person will spend their lifetime to trying to get rid of us on YouTube, because that's what they've been doing with everybody else. They either humiliate them, create public opinion in negative way about them, and try to actually spam their channel with bullshit to make sure people will not watch it. And I'm telling you right now, fuck you and fuck you. You're not getting rid of us. M&B Show staying here. Trigrams is staying here. I got skills. So does Brandon.
Yes.
We are propaganda masters.
Thank you. We are propaganda masters. You know, we created propaganda so much that we still at 4,580 subscribers, while people who don't do propaganda and who are so good to the community are in 10,000 range. So obviously we're the masters, man. Like, yo,
Yeah, man.
we're like Nazis.
Yeah.
Quote
Because
me.
we are all the Nazis,
Quote me,
and if
motherfucker,
you
quote
ever
me.
try to do this, we will send you to
Yes,
the
animalist.
Machinima camp. Yeah.
So, not people, person or two, view M&B Show, four at most, view M&B Show as a propaganda machine. We stamp out propaganda flyers and give it to our viewers. Whatever. This is all I wanted to say. Brendan, you want to add something to it?
No. Otherwise, it'd be going much too far into the
Okay,
whole
great.
thing.
Yeah, we promised ourselves we're not gonna do this exact thing that we tried to do in 2013. We're not doing it in 2014. We're above that. We're better than those guys. Only thing we do, we defend ourselves. Throughout our entire existence, we never actually went out our way to attack somebody. We always do it in a defensive manner. You notice every single content we have made, even the Professor Oaks video, and even the last M&B Show, we were extremely defensive. We don't like being the ones who throw the first stone, as we said. So
Indeed.
yeah, there you go, guys. That's all for that particular topic. Fuck it, and fuck these guys. Not because we hate them, not because we don't like them, because they make your time worse for you. You don't get to enjoy some people because they're no longer around because of their attitude and their behavior. Be glad that there are people like us who stand up to these people and who continually bring you stuff to enjoy. And I hope you enjoy MNB Show, because otherwise we wouldn't be doing it, right? I don't think
somebody is gonna love that one.
Yeah.
We are the ones who keep you from all the other evil, and somebody's gonna snatch up that quote just now, and they're gonna be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you think you're a paladin? You think you're a shining knight?"
Yeah,
Oh.
that's what we use against people. Like, well, you think you're like some shiny knight armor to come say, "I'm here to defend my friends." Hey. I'm like, why? What do you
Yeah.
care? What are you gonna gain by it? Grow us a pair of balls and get the fuck out of here, guys. We're over. Let us watch. Let us watch. Let us watch. Let us watch the Halo 2 cinematic trailer. Hopefully the sound's gonna be okay. We have a lot to talk about in Halo 2. Excitement, and Brandon Moore.
Yes.
Excitement, say it.
I am excited.
So let's go ahead. Let's go watch the wonderful CGI trailer for the Halo 2 Anniversary Edition. Let's let it roll. My button's stuck. I can't change the button.
Y'all best fix that button.
Uh-oh. Oh, there we go.
Hey.
Silence, Brandon.
In the event of unexpected shutdown, the entire system will move to standby status. All remaining platforms are now ready for remote activation.
Remote activation? From here?
I must get inside. Then mount up, Orbit.
Your pal, where's he going?
Earth, to finish what we started. And this time, none of you will be left behind.
Don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it.
The chief is gonna jump in this tank, roll across the bridge, and blow up any inhuman son of a bitch dumb enough to get between him and the Prophet of Regret. Pull yourself together, because you're going with him. Him and the...
Oh, it's over. So, Brandon, you saw the trailer. You know what it looks
yes.
like. You heard it. Did you fall in love with it?
Oh, very definitely. I am enjoying it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brandon
quick.
will continue saying what he wants to say.
Okay. There's the question in the comments. What happened to Half Jaw? Well, I know why he only has half a jaw.
So, yeah, whatever. Brandon, shish. We talk about the trailer alone. So right now on your screen, you're going to be seeing Avery Johnson, because I love what they did to the guy. I love how they pimped him out. So guys, this trailer got me so excited for Halo 2. More excited than I was excited for Halo 2 originally. This trailer got me wanting to play Halo more than the Halo 4 trailer, than the Halo 3 trailer, and then the Halo Guardians trailer, and even more than the Halo 5 Guardians trailer we saw on E3. This, ladies and gentlemen, why I fell in love with the Halo series. And I'm gonna tell you, Brandon, it's kick-ass.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Well, at the moment, I'm liking the cinematic trailers. The only thing I'm thinking about is what it's going to look like when you're transitioning from a cutscene straight to the game.
I think they're gonna do it with the black screen.
The black... Yeah, I know, there's, flash of black. But I hope to goodness that this also means that the Halo 2 engine looks super great, because I've yet to actually see gameplay of campaign.
So, first of all, I would like to say that these trailers are not representative of the game. Remember, the Blur is not people who are working with the 343 to remaster the Halo 2 game. Absolutely not. They're on a different engine. These are pre-rendered cutscenes, while the original Halo 2 cutscenes were actually in-game. So please do not get your hopes up. But even that aside, the quality...
Miranda's eyes.
Huh? What?
It just random, but Miranda Keyes' eyes are like totally fucking huge.
She's anime. And I'm gonna tell you this right now, guys. I do not like how they made Arbiter look. I don't know why. Half-Jaw's alright. But the way they made Arbiter look is just a bit weird. Am I hating it? No. Do I love it? Yes, but I just find it extremely, extremely weird. Brandon, what do you think?
I guess I more or less agree with you on the half Jaws face. I'm not looking at Arbiter right now. I'm still looking at Ratas, but Arbiter, I kind of think, considering when we last saw him in Halo 2, he was more or less just a polygon thing in comparison to what it is now. I think it's still an improvement. I'm fine with the way it looks. I mean, it doesn't look like the one you'd see in the...
You'll see during the trailer. Actually, why don't I share screens with
Halo
you? What the hell am I doing? I'm going to share screens with you. What I find extremely, extremely ugly, extremely bad, is the fact that there are lumps on his face. If you look really closely, there are lumps on his jaws. It's like cancer. Like, his face is completely engulfed in lumps.
You gotta remember that there are plenty of joints and stuff. Your fingers have lumps and stuff on them too, and there are all those joints in the mandibles.
No, but they don't look like an anatomic lump. They just look lumpy. I don't know why. It's like he has cancer of some sort. But first of all, the voice acting was always great in Halo series. The visuals this time around, I think they added a lot more oranges and blues to create that contrast. I'm gonna play the trailer, guys, for you again, so you can enjoy the visuals. But I think how they directed the trailer was really well done. I think you see what I'm talking about. There are some lens flares, but you see the contrast between orange and blues. How blue and orange really melt together really well. Obviously, these are iconic cutscenes from the Halo. Everything's being upgraded, so I mean, I don't mind her, but she looks so much older than she did in the original Halo. I think she looks way older. And I remember you said that you really like how they made Halfjaw look.
Yeah. Well, Halfjaw, I always liked him. I mean, he's always been a pretty cool character ever since he shows up in Halo 2, and he's just, he's not the totally brother do this, brother do that type character, but he was like just the commander of commanders, even in Halo 3.
Yeah. I really feel like I really want to see how they approach Elites in Halo 5, because we know Halo 5 is going to be using a different engine than Halo 2 Master Chief, Halo 2 Anniversary. So I'm hoping they're going to upgrade the Elite look, at least in cinematics. We don't know how they actually look like in the game itself. Crossing my fingers, it's going to look good. Extremely excited for Halo 2. Brandon, opinion?
I am definitely excited.
I understand that it's buying the same game twice. For some of us, it's 3 times, because we bought Normal Edition, then we bought the Metal Case Edition, and now we're buying Halo 2 again with the rest of the Halos. So for some of us, it's 3 games, third purchase. For some of us, it's second. For some of us, it's gonna be first. I'm really hoping that we're gonna bring in more gamers with the Master Chief Collection Edition. And yes, the Flood. We can talk about the Flood. Let's go ahead and talk about the Flood, Brendan. I know you were I was curious about the Flood. How about you? I'm sure you were some. There you go. That's a really good image of the Flood. It's really meaty. It's really, I like how they depicted it. Like it's like in the other game, he was sort of embedded into the guy, right?
Yeah, it was very strange.
And this one, he's sort of like trying to push it away and choke the guy out. Okay, but yeah. I'm really curious how they look like in game.
I have a feeling. I mean, I know for a fact that there was this whole thing about the old Xbox, being unable to really identify who was who at the time during, when Halo 2 was there. And they always had to like color coordinate everything to make it look, like it belonged to a certain faction. For instance, humans are always like this grayish green color. Covenant were very generally vibrant reds, purples, and other
lights.
Silvers. Yeah, and then, the Flood was always the one identified by a sickly green and like a musty sepia-toned color of whatever armor their host happened to be wearing. But in this one, that Flood spore isn't all green and pussy looking anymore.
It
looks more...
It's
meaty. It looks... have you ever played Prototype?
No.
Well, it looks like the, biomass flesh thing instead of actually being a Flood spore anymore.
Actually, somebody said that Cortana looks like she's wearing clothes now, and if you look at the image, it does look a little bit like that's a collar instead of her body.
Oh, damn. No bluebies?
No bluebies.
That is disappointing.
So, ladies and maybe some of gentlemen, if you like blueberries and boobies, you will not be getting any bluebies from Cortana this time around. Once again, we're not saying we know that for sure, but hell, I think so.
Yeah, considering the fact that, Cortana was essentially a well, not hyper, but quote-unquote realistic naked blue woman without any, meaty bits in Halo 4, I guess they can't really tone it up anymore beyond that without literally making her look like some naked chick. So, yeah.
Yeah, what else can we talk about about Halo 2? Obviously, the only thing we saw about Halo 2 is the menus and the gameplay you saw with us on the last M&B show, or outside of M&B show. Judging by the cutscenes, they're gonna be kick-ass. I think they're gonna be longer too. Maybe they're gonna add something in there. I wish I could say something more about this, but this trailer came out literally like a few days ago, maybe three days ago, and I jumped on the opportunity to record this for the M&B show because I want to talk about it. They're saying that everything is going into Halo 2, BXR, all the things. I'm really interested how they're gonna approach the playable elites with the engine they're using, and will it be cross-game, or will it be only for the Halo 2 maps? I'm hoping it's gonna be cross-game. I'm very excited to see how it's going to work. If it's cross-game, Brandon, your take on it?
Well, I'm kind of half and half on what the quality of it visually is going to be. Because, after being used to the original Halo 2 cutscenes where Cortana was actually a, CG in the games, like this cinematic trailer version of her literally just looks like a video that they superimposed and then added filter, similar to like how you did with Boss in the cemetery scene. And so I'm just thinking it might look pretty, but it's probably gonna feel a little bit cheaper. I don't know how.
All right. I don't know. I think it's going to be kick-ass. You think it's going to be cheaper? Difference of opinion. I think I should shoot you in the head for it. What do you think? Should I choke you out like that Flood did?
Oh, choke me out like the Flood. Then you have to put up a video called Enough is Enough.
Oh, come on. I think we're riding that horse way too much. Let's drop that horse. It's dead. It's beaten. We're going to play you the trailer one more time for your enjoyment. I'm pretty sure people can't get enough of it. So go ahead, watch it. I'm going to move on to the next topic, which is Destiny. So get your hats ready for us reviewing Destiny Beta, which I'm going to say we have extremely varied opinions on. Enjoy the trailer. Is it playing?
I don't know.
In the event of unexpected shutdown, the entire system will move to standby status. All remaining platforms are now ready for remote activation.
Remote activation? From here?
Surprise!
I must get inside. Then mount up, Orbit.
Your pal, where's he going?
Earth. To finish what we started. And this time, none of you will be left behind.
Don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it.
The chief is gonna jump in this tank, roll across the bridge, and blow up any inhuman son of a bitch dumb enough to get between him.
I don't care, but Johnson is the most badass black man ever.
Y'all gotta
The
believe.
bestest black man ever. Period.
I wonder what would have happened if they had, instead of Johnson,
And the prophet of regret.
that
Pull
voice of the
yourself
shows, what
together,
if they gave
'cause you're
him
going with
something
it.
like, I don't know, what's his name? The guy from Pulp Fiction. Samuel Jackson. Oh,
I
okay,
don't
there
think
we
it'll
go.
work. So, just a reminder, if you want to get the game, 11/11/14, was it? Yeah. 11/11/14, save up your $60. Make sure to get an Xbox One. Join us, and we're going to be stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope I'm not too loud. I don't know. We had a problem with the volume like a few minutes before the show, so meh. All right, guys. Next thing on the block is Destiny Beta, which Brent and I played not the shit out of. That tells you something.
But we did get to the max level, so
We
I mean,
we got to the max level. We passed every single mission and we destroyed every single side mission, I suppose. Brendan did some exploring. I did mostly PvP. What you're going to be seeing is actually mostly PvP. Yeah, it's actually all PvP, truth be told. And I'm gonna just lower the sound for you guys. But I'm sure everybody who pre-ordered Destiny played it. And if you didn't pre-order Destiny, you got cheated. You got cheated so bad, simply because the moment we realized, oh man, we got specific, like, we're so special because we pre-ordered it, the motherfuckers release it for everybody. Yeah, for everybody. Brendan, you there? Hello?
yes, I just didn't want to yell into the microphone.
Oh, well, yell into the microphone right now.
Oh no, it's for what? Huh? What?
Oh yeah, so you heard what I said?
No,
Like,
somebody was calling me for a sec.
we got the game pre-ordered.
Yeah.
We were so happy we got a pre-order because we got the bonus access.
Yeah.
We gave away our 4 extra keys we had,
Indeed.
and then the day later they opened the freaking beta for everybody.
Yeah. I mean, that did get me a little ticked.
Yeah, we also streamed the game both on YouTube and on the Twitch when we actually got access to it. I deleted the stream on Twitch, on YouTube, because they were actually getting a lot of views, and I did not want to be called out for, hey nigga, why you releasing gameplay and stuff? Hey, what, are you trying to get attention? And then someone else released an entire 6 video set of beta of Destiny, and I'm like, yeah, I was also mean to some people, so I'm gonna skip this part. I was really mean to. It's too late. You're gonna see me be very, very mean to people when you're gonna watch it. Look at the screen.
Here we go. This is the stuff that makes us infamous.
Yeah, this is
why.
I hate when people interrupt me during game, and I'm not really all that nice about it. Especially when people call me Raptor, and like people call me Raptor, and they think that I'm really Raptor, and I'm like, I'm not Raptor. I'm Mike. I'm a human.
I am the human.
So beta. So what you're gonna be seeing a lot right now is you're gonna be actually seeing a lot of gameplay for PvP for beta. And Brendan and I played PvE and PvP both. And Brendan, your opinion on the game before I destroy people with mine.
If I were to give my opinion on the game, there are only, what, how many different criteria would we have for it? 3 or 4? One would be the graphics, then gameplay, then variety.
And story.
So okay, so I have to forfeit story because this is a beta. We didn't get too far. So I'm going
to interrupt you, even with the story that we had here, we talked about this in the last MNB show, it's generic so far. It's extremely generic story. I don't think they even explain to you how you're alive.
Yeah, well,
I don't think they explain how you come to be. I think your ghost little monitor thing tells you, I'm glad I saved you. I guess you crashed.
Fool? No, like, they don't tell you how you died, but you were just another corpse that he brought back to life using the Traveler's Light.
Oh, so you were so you're dead.
Yeah, it's dead. Like, he literally goes and goes,
you're playing
you've been
Dead
dead
Souls.
for a long time.
You're playing Dead Souls.
Dark Souls, Demon Souls.
Yeah, Dead
but,
Souls.
You know, it starts out, story-wise, it starts out as the ghost is looking for his guardian to help with the fight against the darkness. And he's looking through corpses. You know, he's looking from corpse to corpse, scanning skeletons. And he finds the one skeleton that is you and brings it back and creates armor for you out of excess raw materials nearby. And, you know, that's how he gets you back to life.
I'm actually a robot, so I'm not actually a skeleton. I'm a bunch of parts.
Okay, there were a bunch of cars, okay? There were cars. They could bring you back with car scrap metal or something. I don't know.
Brandon, so just to tell you guys, I'm playing as a robot.
Yeah, no, let me finish my review.
Fine, nigga, fine.
But since I can't do, you know, the whole thing about story yet, I'd have to go with, what was it, variety. Variety, I'd say that's a pretty good one. I mean, it's definitely different in some aspects, whereas it's got, the whole thing about teleporting into your ships, and it's got all these different weapons and skills and powers that you could get from the Traveler's Light. But it's kind of stuff you have to see to believe, I guess. Graphics being up next, you can obviously see what's going on screen. Right now it says Shores of Time. That's one of the multiplayer maps, and I thought it was one of the interesting things. The maps change every time you play them, mostly night and day cycle. You can play it in night one day and then, turns a day later. That's a bit of a minor thing, but it does make it seem vaguely different. Graphic-wise, Mikey and... no, I'm not going to say it, but I was a little bit underwhelmed by it graphically at first because one, it's supposed to be next gen, but then I realized it's still on the Xbox 360. You can't really change it. You're not on the high quality system yet. So, graphics reminded me very much of just a non-cell shaded Borderlands at first. That's just what I thought. Fallout, whatever. Fallout is actually a pretty good comparison now that I think about it. What was my other thing? It was gameplay, graphics, variety, and story, right? Gameplay itself plays a little bit differently than I would like. I know they were trying to juggle the MMO aspect by having quests and having NPCs and having a city for you to walk around with other players. And hold on just a sec.
Yeah. Well, while he's doing that, I'm gonna jump in and say that he's so wrong. Actually, when I played this game, PvP wise, I couldn't believe how much of Call of Duty is in this game. Forget about all the superpowers. Forget about all the epic shit. This game plays a lot like Call of Duty. First of all, when I play Call of Duty, I usually use revolvers and pistols. That's my thing. I hate using rifles most of the time. I like using snipers and shotguns and pistols. So when I actually grabbed a hold of an actually nice revolver, and I'm telling you, I started playing really well. The problem with this game is that it reminds me too much of Call of Duty. It's less Halo, but more of Call of Duty. I don't know where Brendan got the entire Borderlands theme going on, I guess just from the visual perspective, but overall, this game is extremely like Call of Duty from gameplay perspective. If somebody sees you first, chances are you're gonna be dead. Unless you're gonna use your superpower, you're going to be dead. You can't run behind corners. There's very poor net code. You can shoot somebody, they're gonna duck behind the car and they're going to die because what you see on the screen is not actually where the projectile landed. So you might shoot them in the head, they're gonna duck behind cover right before the bullets hit them, but they get hit anyway. So you have those kills through the wall. It's very poor net coding, but I guess it's just the beta, so you have to realize, they're still tweaking their net code. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. It wasn't really a pleasurable experience because I wouldn't be able to get my shots as precise as I could, and I was being killed because I was behind walls. Second of all, there are no cheap weapons as far as I can see, but everybody has a sniper or some sort of a heavy weapon that can kill you in one shot. Usually sniper rifle is 2 to 3 shots if you don't shoot in the head. Superpowers are probably one of the best things to use because they're very effective. As you can see, the revolver that I'm using is like 3-shot kills if you shoot them properly. There is some superpowers that you can use, different grenades, some balls. I have the stomp ability, which Titan has, kills everything very close to you in one hit. This is skill-based game, don't get me wrong, but unfortunately, the better weapon you have, the better chances of you are getting out on top. This is a weapon-based game, loot-based game, armor-based game. It is not a numbers game per se, but yeah, I'm talking about numbers game because I think this game is numbers game. But if you two squared against each other, you have 2 different rifles or 2 different pistols. The one with the better pistol gonna win, because at the point when 2 equally matched people have different equipment, person with the better equipment is going to win. This is not Halo. It's not a fair game. If you're gonna be against somebody who has epic loot like me and Brendan were, and I also played with Liz Dance a little bit. We got wrecked, Brendan, a few times, if you remember.
Oh, yeah.
Totally destroyed. And it's not because we sucked that game. It's because, literally, we were outgunned because those guns were so powerful. Again, people can say, "Oh, this is just a beta. Just give it time to balance out." No, this is how the game presented to you guys. They're not balancing anything out because the point of the PvP in Destiny is get better loot and pwn people online. And that's it. Obviously, there you go. What about how is your ass online? See, I don't like people like that. People who are rude.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
No. I'm gonna mention this person now. Like, look at the comments, guy. How is your ass online? Like, literally, I don't understand what that person wants from me. Do you want to see my ass online?
No, he's saying, how is your ass online? It's just a difference of internet lingo. He's asking, how did you get on to matchmaking? 46 in the so-called queue to get online, meaning since there's such a bad server going on for it right now, he has to wait in order to play.
Oh, well, this is recorded. The beta's over.
Yeah.
As this was recorded by us during the beta, it's over.
Yeah. Stress tests, server stress tests.
No. It doesn't matter. This is the beta. They're not testing everything.
Oh, well.
Well, okay, fine. They're testing everything, but
their big excuse was, yeah, hey, since we've realized that all y'all people are on the beta, we just gonna open it up anyway, and we gonna see how badly our server's gonna get their shit wrecked up, and then we gonna make better service.
This is not gonna change. This is netcode. Netcode is really hard to change. You change it from game to game, not in the same game. And I think this is the problem with the netcode they're going to have, and I did not enjoy that aspect. That's my opinion, god damn it.
Yeah.
What do you want from me? I'm not gonna bow down to your wishes, bowing down. Unless you have boobs. You know what I really want to have? I want to have a very loud, obnoxious woman who's a director and Machine be rude to us like the guys are, so...
Yeah, that way we can at least know that we're doing the whole bases covered thing.
Yeah, right.
But we don't have very many female directors, and the ones that we do have are all nice and sweet.
It's so sad.
Well,
I want to
except
bitch.
a few, but
I don't remember any mean directors who are women.
Well, that's because, one, that we're kind of like very gender ratio of like 500 to 1 in terms of male to female. And there's the fact that, I mean, if they're, not well known, they're not going to be rude to other people, so that way they can at least survive.
Let me finish my review. So graphic-wise, like Brennan said, this is not the prettiest game you're ever going to see. It's not even close. An Xbox 360, it's washed out, it's muddy, it's pixelized. No matter how good your monitor is, I have a kick-ass monitor. It feels very slow. It's definitely 30 frames per second, guys. It is not the standard 60 FPS for the game that on PC. Is it gonna be better on Destiny?
You mean the Xbox One?
Yeah, well, it's gonna be on Xbox. Shut up. Is it gonna be better on Xbox One? I'm thinking yes, it will, simply because Xbox One is a much more powerful machine. Yeah, it's much more powerful. Yeah, I kind of chewed on something. I just don't think it's gonna be as pretty as it advertised to be. First of all, the draw distance is amazing. Like how far you can look, it's amazing. The details on some of the characters is good too. Enemies are boring. Your character design is really well done as well. In the character department as well. But environments are also detailed, but it just doesn't feel as crisp as something you would see on a PC or even on some of the better Xbox games such as Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light. Brendan, you want to add something?
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. Then again, we are spoiled. Considering this is supposed to be from the viewpoint of a console gamer who has not had the power to play anything beyond Halo and Call of Duty, seeing something as graphically intricate as this might actually be a pretty big shocker for most console games.
One thing, I'm sorry to interrupt. I just want to answer this really fast. The game is going to be released in 2 months. They're not going to change anything about this. This is a demo. This is not a beta. I would like to make that extremely clear. This is not the first year we're playing betas and alphas and omegas. We've been doing this for a long time. We're old compared to most of the people who are on YouTube. This is a demo. It's plain out, flat out demo for the game. Not only because it's available for everybody for an entire 2 days, but because it's available for everybody who pre-ordered it. It's a demo, Brendan. Do you think it's a demo, or do you really think it's a real beta? Considering the game is going to be released in 2 months.
Gotta remember who's the one who's doing it. Remember how Halo Reach's beta was, well, it kind of was pretty darn quick before it actually released.
Did we see big changes?
Well, minor, definitely minor, not super big ones.
Not with netcode.
Right. And, you know, netcode they couldn't really fix. They still had to run on certain servers. You can't just take down all the servers and get new ones immediately. So that one was a bit unavoidable. With this, like with Halo Reach, mainly the differences were like, you know, little things like, oh, the reticle with the rocket launcher looks different now and stuff like that. Things that were put there to be flashy and awesome for the beta will be toned down because they're not needed to be flashy and awesome anymore because people already have it, which is why the reticle changed, I think. But they're going to take away some things that look overly flashy. There might be a difference in HUD, you know? Something like that, like maybe the motion tracker will be refined, but I don't really think it's going to change much, simply because Bungie already has a general idea of what they want.
Actually, they have a solid idea of what they want, and you're seeing it right now. Sorry. I'm gonna say this, why not 60 FPS? I don't know, as Bungie. I guess they don't want to commit to 60 FPS. Again, I'm a PC player more than I'm an Xbox player, and that's a fact. And I'm gonna say this. I will gonna say this. 1080p at 60 FPS is not good. No matter you can 2440 or 1080p whatever, and 30 FPS is unacceptable for a first-person shooter of this decade, of this age. It is not acceptable. 60 FPS is what matters. Why would it matter anyway? It's not like 60 FPS instantly makes a game better. It just makes stuff look smooth, and considering the 60 has mostly been 30 FPS. I care. I'm a PC gamer. I just explained that. To me, 60 FPS is a low bar for what a machine should do with a game. I'm sorry, but 30 FPS is just pure crap. I don't enjoy 30 FPS. It also causes motion sickness in some people, and it's your eyes better adjust to 60 FPS. You're better in controlling your character at 60 FPS, and it's an extremely different gaming experience. You guys might agree that, oh, well, you don't own PCs that can handle 60 FPS because you don't know what it is.
You gotta remember, though.
I'm gonna say that it's really expensive to get a PC that can handle good games, but
Definitely.
it's better. Brandon been like an avid fan of the consoles until he got his first laptop that could run kick-ass games, and all of a sudden Brandon's like, "Can we get this for PC?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Can we get this for PC?
I'm not
Let's
too
get it for PC."
Yeah, I'm not too worried about the whole 30 to 60 frames yet. Like, they say it's going to ship at 30 frames per second, and I don't know if there'd ever be an update to make 60 or so. Heck, knowing like Titanfall and stuff, we'd be lucky to get around like 55 or 50. And
low-end machines once again.
Yeah,
60 is minimum that a good rig does.
Yeah,
which
and
is
like I said earlier in an earlier M&B show, this on the Xbox 360 is going to be the equivalent of somebody on low settings playing with other people who are on high settings. The Xbox One is probably going to have the exact same shit, but you're just going to have the settings upped to HD settings, more or less.
No, 60 FPS would not make you more sicker than 30 FPS. Once again, you have to know. Well, somebody says, if anything, wouldn't 60 FPS cause more motion sickness than 30 FPS? No. Because I just can't believe I have to answer this question. I mean, you can look up what frames per second does to you, but there is less motion blur in 60 FPS as in 30. Because 30 FPS, your eye has to manually adjust for the missing frames. In 60 FPS, your eye gets more frames, meaning your eyes need to adjust less.
Yeah, you got to remember, though, that, I mean, the whole entire point that we have a standard definition of 30 frames per second, or if you're going on TV, 29.97, that frames per second, that's the bare minimum that the human eye needs to be able to recognize quote-unquote smooth movement, meaning anything less than that will, in fact, look choppy.
The more frames, the better.
Yeah, the more frames, the better.
That's the scientific thing. If you really want to know why it's not that, go ahead on Total Biscuit. He has a perfect explanation for that.
Yeah, then again, like if you want to go from a biological standpoint, if you know why 30 frames per second is more likely to give you headaches than 60, or the other way around, it might one be because of, quality of the frames for one. If you have a whole bunch of blurry frames that are going by at 60 frames per second, you're still going to get a headache. There's also the fact that how much your eyes have to strain to pick out detail.
Spearhead said a very good thing. His Wolfenstein 60 FPS order gives him a headache. It didn't give me a headache. I played the game for 8 hours straight. I'm a big Wolfenstein fan. I passed the game in one day. I did not have a headache at all.
Yeah, you can't.
Chances
really
are you're sitting way too close to your computer, or you're not playing on the proper monitor, or maybe because your monitor doesn't have VSync on, so it's more ugly or whatever. Or maybe you have motion blur enabled, which creates that sickness. Or maybe your POV is set to the point where, hey, I'm getting to motion sickness too. If you have low POV of 65, you're gonna get sick really fast. If you have POV of 90 or 85, chances are you're not gonna get sick as fast. It's not like some sort of big shit deal, but it's science behind all this stuff. And once again, if you want to have like whole details about this, go to Total Biscuit. He has a perfect explanation what 60 FPS, 30 FPS do. 24 frames per second, that's what you watch movies in. Doesn't give you motion sickness, but that's what movies usually do. The moment people start comparing TV to games, you have big divide because you're more involved in the games. That's what I'm going to say, exactly.
I like, then again, I sort of agree with
it doesn't matter whether you console... Sorry.
He's used to it, so they're not going to complain, and they don't... It's literally a case of they don't know any better, so they don't care. That's just what they're...
Correct.
They don't really
That's why I said, in my opinion, 60 FPS would be better. You don't need to argue with me what's better, 60 or 30. I've been playing Xbox since 2003, and I've been playing PC since 1995. So I know what the difference between the two is, believe me.
Let's explain why it won't be on PC.
Oh, why it won't be on PC? Because Bungie said so.
Well, yeah, that and the fact that, you said it was Sony, and there's the fact that Sony is not
Activision.
going to... Yeah, Sony, well, especially because it's from Sony, because Sony and Microsoft are two very different companies. Isn't Sony the one who does the PlayStation 4 and such?
Correct.
Okay, so that means Sony, PlayStation 4, they're not going to make their games, because I guess they're the ones who are the money roll for Destiny. They're not going to make any games that they sponsor be, on a system that belongs to Microsoft, which is their quote-unquote arch nemesis, arch rival. They're not going to give Microsoft the ability to get revenue from Destiny like that. So I really don't think they're going to let Destiny ever be on PC, and if they do, that's going to be a really big deal.
Plus, I don't want to diminish people or anything. Spearhead, as somebody said before, it's person-wise, it's person per person, but 60 FPS... I'm telling you from somebody who's actually knows shit about stuff. Yeah, self-proclaimed monuments, man. I don't know why I said that. 60 FPS is bare minimum that any game on PC should be running. And I attribute that to the modern consoles, which can run at 60 frames per second. You don't agree with me? You are absolutely right to not agree with me. But the standard, even for the consoles, right now, 60 FPS. That's it. You can argue at 30 FPS all you want. 60 FPS is coming to consoles. 60 FPS has been on PC for the last decade.
Yeah.
Period.
If it is on PC, I would probably get it. Like, honestly, I think MMOs work better on PC anyway, since that's more or less their birthplace. But
I got distracted. What you call it? And also, you must understand, most of the kids who look at this game like, "Ooh, look, I can play as a robot," or "Ooh, look, I can throw balls," they're on the consoles right now. There's a bigger market for the game on the consoles, and that's why they're gonna be releasing it on the consoles first. There's a chance, of course, they're gonna be releasing it on PC later on. Happens with a lot of games. Happens with Halo 1. Happened with a lot of titles that haven't been really released to PC before. But it's probably gonna come to PC later on. Probably gonna be on PC. So hell, maybe give it a year or two when Destiny starts slowing down on the consoles, they're gonna bring it to PC. At which point Brennan and I we're already gonna have it on the Xbox. We're not gonna get it for PC unless there's some sort of a perk, or we can get our characters back because it's a cloud sync system. Yeah. But story wise, I guess we can we can say about the story a bit more. As I said before, it's extremely genuine story. Brandon, what do you think?
Wait, what did you say? Genuine?
It's not genuine. Damn it.
Cliche
cliche, very general,
like it's just
very
done before type feeling.
It's been done to death. Yes.
Okay.
Correct. In Halo, even in Halo.
Should we just try to reconstruct the story from what we remember then? I can give a summary.
We talked about how the game is very similar in story to the Halo universe, Mass Effect universe from before the beta. In our previous M&B show, we actually talked about it before we actually played it. And now that we played it and we know what some of the story is, truth be told, yeah, let's try doing that, Brendan. So, the story goes like this. You're being revived by your ghost, as I'm being told. Cool. This ghost tells you this, and that. Go through the abandoned ration factory because you have to get
Oh, you're horrible about this.
What? Why am I horrible?
This, and that. You're summarizing. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
And then you go through this. You go through this very dark, very scary area, and you find an M4 rifle, just like you saw in our in the. Yeah, you find an M4.
Let me do it.
Fine, do it, motherfucker.
Okay. So starting from the top, it starts out with your ghost, who isn't your ghost quite yet. He's
you're right.
He's going through a bunch of, what do you call it? An old junkyard outside a building in old Russia. Now what's going on is he is currently looking for his guardian, which is you. He's trying to find one of the ancient dead, as they said in the lore, to find his guardian and bring him back to life so that way he can fight for the Traveler. And as he's searching, there are the four-armed race of aliens called the Fallen who are trying to track him and see if he's going to bring anything.
Note, we have no idea what the Fallen are, where they came from, or why they're even there. All we know is that they came with the darkness.
Right.
Assumingly.
Yeah, and continuing on, after your ghost revives you, he tells you that you've been dead for a while, and that if you start looking through your armor descriptions and your armor descriptions completely, is he literally makes armor and stuff for you out of random materials that are lying around, and after he brings you back to life,
making it way too detailed, man.
Yeah,
Hurry
sure.
up.
They're gonna enjoy it.
It's boring. Nobody cares about it. What he made the materials from. Just say he made stuff for you from junk. Move on.
Oh, shush. That sounds weird. But continuing on, he tells you, okay, the Fallen are coming along. You need to run. So you start going on a little run into the nearest location you can to find shelter, which is this old Russian building.
Spaceport.
Spaceport?
Yeah, it's a spaceport.
Cosmodrome. That's what it was.
It's a spaceport.
Yeah. As you're going through it, he leads you through the dark spaces, and this is obviously a tutorial level, just showing you what you need. You go into a dark space, and your ghost suddenly turns into a flashlight, which I think is different than what they showed in the E3 or whatever, because I seem to remember the dude actually summoning the ghost and making it fly around like an orb of light. But whatever, they changed it into a flashlight. I don't mind. In fact, I prefer that, so you don't have to follow your fucking ball around.
That's what she said.
After you go into the dark area, you find out that your guy needs to find more light for you because flashlight mode does not work. As he's going, he turns on the lights and huzzah! You see a whole bunch of Fallen have found you and they are trying to hunt you down. You grab a gun that
it's an M4.
Yeah, you find an M4 because, what, is that an important plot?
Yes, it is, because it's not even a space gun.
It's not so. It's an old Russian gun.
It's not even Russian, it's American.
Oh, okay. It's an old gun that's in Russia for some reason. So, his first job is to get you armed. You get armed, and you still run. You run through. There's a whole, they're still continuing the tutorial. They show you the trip mines. Don't touch them. My first reaction was to shoot the trip mines and blow them up instead of crouching under them like a pussy. But that's just your choice.
You're not that badass.
He leads you through it, and eventually you run into a ship, which is, I think, just completely, you know.
What he didn't
Wait,
say is
plot.
along the way you kill the same boring enemies with the same freaking way. They don't behave any differently than you would expect a grunt in Halo to behave. They don't take. Oh, one thing they did do a lot is take a lot of cover. So that's
Yeah.
probably fun. But otherwise, these guys are like Flood on mini steroids because killing them is literally shooting your gun once.
Well, aim at the head, and generally you'd kill anything.
You know what I mean, shish.
But you happen to find a ship that is there while your ghost is trying to get you back out to the city. Now that he has his guardian, you know, you go through it, you find the ship, he brings it back, and he takes you to that city.
M4 is not a Russian-made gun.
What, did somebody say that in the comments?
It's not a Russian-made. Don't mess with me about this, man. It's not a Russian-made gun. Look it up,
Okay.
please.
So
Continue.
after you get to the city, it's literally just it's literally just welcome to the city. You are one of our guardians, and you're going to go out there and fight the darkness. And honestly, that would be a bit of a, you know, that is the cliche storyline of the year. Just you are brought back to life as the chosen one. Not the chosen one. You're like one of the chosen many because they say guardians, meaning they acknowledge that there are other players and you're not just the one deciding factor anymore. Which I guess that kind of breaks it away from Halo, but I'm not sure. I mean, they did talk about all the other Spartans, didn't they?
Spartans, you mean Guardians?
No, I was in Halo.
Oh.
I was saying in Halo they didn't put too much emphasis on other Spartans, except
Yeah,
for
they
in
did not.
Reach, and even then they died like the Red Shirt Army. So yeah,
I just would like to show this. This is M4. It is not a Russian-made gun. It's a shorter. I think it's a modified version of M16. I think it's sort of like a carbine. I don't remember exactly sure. It is not a Russian-made gun. Please, don't speak out of turn because M4 is not a Russian-made gun. Wiki. Thank you.
you gun Nazi.
Yes. Continue, Brandon.
After you get into the tower, it's literally just, oh, fix your ship, because it was a piece of junk. You fix your ship, you get your armor, they do the whole tutorial thing.
It looks like an M4, and it is an M4, and this is final.
Are you still on it?
You lore losers can go poop on your lore all you want. It looks like an M4, it behaves like an M4, and it is an M4. Go suck on it. Continue, Brandon.
Okay. But after the whole tutorial is done and over with, they send you to go kill the big thing that you had to run away from in the very first level. You kill it, then it says, oh, you need to kill more. And so you go along the standard MMO quest line of kill everything in the name of your traveler god.
Okay, let me so before you continue, how about you just stop and summarize everything. So you wake up, you run through an abandoned building, you find a gun, and you start shooting aliens for no apparent reason, just except to survive. You reach the main city in the spaceship that
pretty
you
good
find.
reason.
Yeah, you shut up. You reach the main city to find because you found a spaceship. You find this guy who's a voice, I think, of the Traveler. He sounds like Bill Nighy a lot, which is alike. He tells you that Traveler is some alien cultures, blah, 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 who's here to save you. He looks a lot like something that would be in Halo, like a Forerunners. We actually talked about our theory about this before. So, yeah.
I still think he's going to be.
We
the cult
have no
leader.
idea. Are these armies of the darkness, or are these just aliens who came to Earth because they're running away from the darkness? If so, why are they fighting you? Why is nobody can live outside of the last city on Earth? What happened to the rest of the city? Did they just give up? Did darkness nuke the cities? We have no idea. Obviously, chances are we're gonna find out more later. But so far, the story was pretty shallow. Wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, we really have not had a chance to get into it because we've literally been doing nothing but tutorial missions so far.
One after another, by the way. I'm just gonna say that this game did not grab me with its story at all, because I heard this story before. I don't know what you're going to say. It's just a beta. They don't want to give anything away. No. Again, beta. No beta. This is designed to make you feel more in the game.
I was actually about to say, yeah, it's general MMO type storyline. Just, you have to save the world along with hundreds of others. Yeah, I was about to agree with you.
Yeah, It's not a gripping story. It's not a gripping PvP. It's not all that gripping PvE, because there was a three-man mission in which you had to kill a robot, a really big bull that you guys saw in the commercials for the game, the one with the big bulbous head. We were shooting that thing for an hour, 45 minutes at least. You have to get through his shields, which are on his knees. Once you destroy his knees, he actually pops his head down, and you can destroy him in the neck. 3 people, even communicating. Brennan and I were communicating.
Were we?
Yeah, we were a little bit. Liz Dance and I were communicating. We were shooting the same knee, and it took us an
Liz
hour.
was in there?
No, it was a different time. I played with her alone.
Oh.
So and not only if everybody dies, you reset, and you start killing it from the start. But it was so boring. It was so tedious. It does the same moves in order. Literally, it has a sequence. It doesn't do anything outside of that sequence. You can predict what it's going to do the moment it does one event. You think it's gonna release something? Okay. You're gonna know that in 10 seconds it's going to go ahead and release its electrical pulse, or it's going to go ahead in 10 seconds more it's going to release the drones. In 10 seconds more it's going to fire its main big gun, and it becomes so boring because you begin to feel this routine and you just know, well, that's all I'm going to do. Yeah. and Brandon, how many times do we spend on that one mission?
Which mission? There were a lot of missions that were that one mission. If you're saying that one mission as in the Devil's Lair thing with the robot, we were there for quite a damn while. But that was, like, we weren't talking at all. But it follows standard MMO boss type attacks, you know?
And it was boring.
Like, you know, you see it opening its windows. Oh, it's about to deploy sentries. It's just kind of a, you know, you're able to read its movements easily, so it's not going to completely kill your party.
And the
repeatedly.
worst part about this, it stands in one place. All it does, it spins. It doesn't move. And you can say the moment you shoot its neck, he's gonna have reinforcements coming out. So you gotta move back. You shoot its neck,
it was a
again,
very
reinforcements.
bad location for the Devil Walker, though.
And I think it was really bad boss fight. I did not feel excited. It didn't move. It didn't change its attack patterns. It didn't have any new attacks. It has the same accompaniment all the time. It just became extremely routine.
Yeah. You know, when I was looking at it, it really made me think that Bungie were using Destiny to do what they couldn't do with Halo. Because
wait. Didn't I say this when we first started talking about Destiny?
No.
Yes, I did.
You said that there were, you know, obvious similarities between them.
No,
we went
I
past
said
that.
they're doing something they always wanted to do, and Microsoft wouldn't let them. Remember, I said that.
Whatever the case,
Yeah, I win.
there were little ideas that they could have done, but they didn't do, possibly because of either playing constraints or just issues with having to deal with it in-game. Now, when I look at the Devil Walker, I imagine a Wraith tank and not a Scorpion, but a Scarab put together. It's a big robotic machine that walks around and will shoot you with a big gun and try to look as alien and aquatic as it can. It was a whale spider with legs, which is essentially a scarab.
At least the scarab was moving around its area. It wasn't standing in one place. This thing was standing in one place and just moving in circles. You can strafe the shit out of it.
You gotta remember, though, there was a very bad location for it. It was literally in a garage spot. Like, completely, there was nowhere else it could have walked. Before you left in the last time we played,
Brendan,
Mikey,
can I
it was
say something? Mr. Jack Douglas, you're justifying something that the game hasn't even shown you. What happens when you kill the freaking boss? Nothing. That's what behind that door. Nothing. It has no story value. It's nothing. You have to look at it from what you see, not from what you assume. That's what the games are for. They're for you to experience something. You don't experience what's behind the door. It doesn't protect anything.
Let's think about it, though. I mean, since we are talking about it sticking to the standard MMO.
You can
concept.
fight the eyeball thing before you fight the four-legged robot.
Can you?
Yeah, you can pick one or the other mission, I think.
One or the other mission.
There were 2 of them. You can pick either to fight the eyeball. Actually, to fight the eyeball, you have to go through the entire area of high-level monsters, which are those knights. Remember we had trouble killing them? Remember? Knights?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, those were a little bit too. I remember I shot one with a pulse rifle and it didn't disintegrate, so
Right?
it just floated.
It doesn't protect anything from story perspective. There is no story perspective to those missions. It's go ahead, kill. Go
But
ahead
yeah,
and kill. Go ahead and kill. That's all the missions are.
Going from there, that Devil Walker, the reason it couldn't move was because it was in a bad area. Last time I played, at the very end of the beta, when they were doing that whole big ol' event thing at like 2 p.m. PDD time, right as Mikey and I were playing, he had gone to the tower in order to go to the event that was going on with PvP, and what had happened immediately after was that a Devil Walker had slammed into the ground right beside me, and there was like a whole like epic, warning, this is about to happen, and all these exciting little events. I think Mikey missed the fuck out of it.
I have missed it.
But what happened was after the Walker crashed down, it did in fact run around. It didn't go fast, but it was walking like a tank was walking around, trying to blast as many Guardians as it could. Its ability to do so was kind of hampered by the fact that it was trying to target everyone at once, meaning it was constantly making itself stand still because it was trying to get into optimal firing conditions for everyone there. But if you surround it, it's going to be stuck in the middle. That's just boss battle logic right there. But it was able to move. It just didn't.
I don't remember him protecting anything because there were 2 missions available at the time. It wasn't grayed out, and I could click on either one of them.
Well,
So I'm-
clicking on them were just quest objectives.
No, you could actually enter them.
Like, it was literally go into an area and accomplish these objectives.
Yeah, that's all it was, and you could go either to kill the robot or to kill the eyeball.
Yeah. I suppose they could tell you to, just sort of stop at the robot and then oh, wait, guess what? After
Did you
this
even
is over, you
understand
can
why
go
we
fight
had to kill
Septics.
it?
I didn't, because I didn't read the
Does
flavor text.
Does Dinklage explain it?
Dinklage? I literally thought they said something about Septix Prime being some sort of warlord type bot for the Fallen. And so as long as you can take out Septix Prime, the Fallen will have a major blow done to their, military strength. And, after we kill that thing, Peter Dinklage, the ghost, actually says, hey, now that Septix is dead, the Fallen considerably weaker, but they will be starting to try to get a revenge or offensive or whatever you call it.
Essentially, what they're
retaliate.
saying is, oh, well, in a few hours, everything's gonna be back. All the monsters in all the areas, so
And they weren't
all
telling
you
that
did was
it's
shit.
fun.
Well, I'm
It
paraphrasing.
mean that now that big robot of theirs is dead, they're going to have to go make a new one. Meaning later on in the quest line, we're going to have to fight an even bigger robot.
Yeah, we'll see. So yeah, but anyway, story-wise, so far it's poor. It's very, very hard to understand story because everything's being explained from the point of view of Peter Dinklage, and it's not enough. You need more. I think you need more to explain the story well. The voice, very convoluted. He did not explain the story well either. All he's telling you, darkness is bad. It's coming.
Yeah.
Protect me.
There
Thank
is
you."
one thing you can do if you really want to get into the lore, though. Grimoire cards.
I don't know how to access them. 1 and 2, I don't even know what they're for.
They're literally just little, you know how the flavor text was on Titanfall's burn cards?
Yes.
They, tell you little things about how the prosthetic limbs were created and stuff like that out of, small jokes. The cards, the Grimoire cards, are kind of like that, where they just give snippets of info about the world. And if you read them all and get them, get a high enough Grimoire points, you'll be able to get a relatively solid grasp of what Destiny is about.
All right. So we talked a little about PvP. Is there anything else we want to add? I guess if anything I would want to add is the fact that there's ammo for different weapons scattered around the map, and they actually pop out around the map as different weapons. You have your primary weapon, you have your secondary, which is a special weapon, right? And then you have your heavy weapon. Heavy weapon is either a big ass machine gun or a rocket launcher. I haven't used a rocket launcher, but I use a heavy machine gun. It's really good for PvP. For PvP, rocket launcher is not that well because the ammo is really scarce. But for the machine gun, you can actually save up ammo for that. You get 30 rounds if you pick up 1 crate of heavy weapon, and it's pretty cool. Obviously, everybody has a sniper, so it's not Halo where you have to rush for weapons. Vehicle-wise, we only saw 2. You're actually gonna see one one of those little bikes with machine guns, and then
Can
you
you
go
count
into
the turret?
Okay, turret, fine. 3 vehicle type things.
Yeah.
A heavy floaty thingy.
I'd
You
say
have-
4, but
Yeah, you have a light flowy thingy, and then you have a machine gun turrets. Actually, they're pretty formidable vehicles on their own right. I think that it's not balance. Once again, balance in PvP is pointless since everybody has different gear, different weapons. I'm sure there's gonna be some sort of competitive PvP where it's gonna be all the same, but it's not gonna be on the level of Halo or Counter Strike or whatever else is MLG is doing right now, or the contests or competitions. I don't see this being anything else as the time to burn after you have played through the campaign. I think it's gonna be grind after that. I think campaign is gonna be grind on its own as well, but PvP is gonna be definitely grind for the weapons because we saw some reward weapons for level 20. Oh my god, those things are so powerful.
yeah,
They're crazy powerful.
I have no idea what the level cap is going to be either, because I looked at the skill tree that I have for Warlock, and it doesn't really seem like there are very many skills. So I'm a little worried that we're going to max out relatively quickly.
Well, supposedly, remember, the game is going to be evolving all the time. It's a living world.
Yeah,
So,
an MMO. Maybe they'll start doing things like classes and everything else like they do with other MMOs.
yeah, correct. Truth be told, I think they're going to be streaming a lot of patches for different areas. I think they're going to be having a huge amount of DLC. Some of it is going to be free, actually. I assume some of it is going to be free.
Similar to World of Warcraft expansion packs.
Well, they're not free. You have to pay for them. But yeah, you're right. I think it's going to be along those lines. Obviously, with every single map pack or whatever, you're going to have more weapons. You're going to have different weapons. Classes, as Baron said, maybe, maybe no. Not sure. Not sure. But I guess we're going to see it once the time comes. Brendan, are we excited about this game at this point?
I'm I'm excited about it. Like, I'm not, oh my god, I want this game so bad I'm salivating while constantly masturbating, but I am pretty excited about it, if only because it will give me something else to play.
I like as much as I bashed the story just now, I'm really curious where they're gonna go with the story. So I'm gonna get it for the story, and obviously that's pretty much what you're getting it for. PvP, it's not really appealing. Brendan, is it appealing to you?
PvP, this is one of the parts where I was planning on just like having another argument with you about whether or not the difference between having set weapons like they did in Halo is better than having everybody have whatever weapon they possibly picked up in Destiny like it is. Honestly, I like the fact that people all have different weapons and different strengths and stuff, because this is an MMO, and PvP battlegrounds and MMOs always act like this. Everybody has different weapons, and everybody knows that if somebody has better stats and better armor and better weapons, they're gonna they gonna beat your ass. And I like that, especially in a gun game where things are, oh, wow. Oh, that's cool. It's just that I
want
like
a keychain.
That wasn't a keychain. My brother just plopped down a makeshift small airplane deal.
Oh, kick ass! I like airplanes.
It was really hella hard to make, and my fingers are hurting.
Well, make sure to
practice
secure,
more.
some of these things and see what you can do about the mechanism to turn it, so that way the propellers actually start spinning, because that's what the rubber bands seem to be for. Yeah.
Rubber bands.
Alrighty.
It doesn't seem to work.
Well, see, you're kind of doing it, so...
I think one last point about the multiplayer. One last point is that we only saw 3 maps.
Yeah, and there's also...
2 maps. No, 3 maps. 2 maps were available during normal PvP, and the 3rd map was available during the 2 p.m. event. And if you play that event for a while, your reward was a patch. I still do not know how to use the patches.
Yeah,
so
it's
it wasn't that
emblem.
exciting. Yeah,
I know how to use emblems, but they're literally just little things that are going to be slapped onto your armor, similar to an emblem in Halo Reach, Halo 4, etc. And
we didn't get them.
Yeah, it's a badge that you might show to be like, hey, I did this during the event. Well,
beta, man, I was here during beta, man. Beta.
Yeah, so was everybody else.
Yeah,
so.
Everybody had access to beta, man. You know what? We're gonna keep Destiny playing in the background, but are we exhausted with Destiny so far? We have
Not
anything
quite.
else?
I mean, we can still nitpick about the little details that we like or dislike.
Okay, cause the character customization is all right. It's pretty
Okay.
basic. Legs, torso, arms, helmet, weapon.
I was a little disappointed about it. If-
Yeah, well, I'm just saying it was standard. I wasn't really like, boo.
Yeah, for me, I tend to try to do immersion, which is sort of stupid in video games, but whatever. I still want to be a little bit immersed, and so I try to create characters that look like me. And I realize that if you're gonna be the blue-skinned aliens, you cannot look like a normal human. You look like some vampire out of Twilight, and it makes me feel very, very non-heterosexual.
That's why I picked a robot. Robots are cool.
Robots are asexual, and
Shut up. My robot is male and he's cool.
yeah, the female robots are strange. They're like GLaDOS or something, but
Come with me.
they sound like Master Chief. Apparently.
No, males sound like a Master Chief.
That's what I said.
I was talking about females, but whatever.
Okay. For me, I thought that character customization was very limited. They're trying. They're definitely trying to be like an MMO, but look up games like Vindictus, Perfect World, and other such things. All those Korean things are just like, oh, you can customize everything from the length of your hair to the size of your eyelashes. Nothing about that, but I mean, there's no boob sliders, so I
What
mean,
he forgets to tell you is that your face will never be seen ever. You
Well-
always have your helmet on, except in the
in
city.
social areas
Yeah, in the cities. Like, in
and
the cities.
cutscenes.
That's the great
Yeah.
Yeah.
Test it.
I know we played on Mars, we played on Moon, we played on Earth. We did not play on Venus. That's what we didn't play the event long enough, so we actually did not play on Venus. Hey Brendan, we did not play on Venus. I know we played on Mars, Earth, and Moon, but not
Yeah.
Venus because we didn't play the event long enough, I guess.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, Venus isn't. I don't know. I don't remember playing on Venus, so I'm just gonna assume that we missed out.
Yeah.
Nothing too biggie. I mean, it was, we kind of got the gist of the game, and that's the point of the beta anyway.
Pretty much, yeah. The map's gonna be daylight and planets in the solar system.
Yeah, day, night, afternoon. Those are more or less the 3-day periods anyway.
That we saw, and then you have the planets of our solar system. So
Yeah,
like nine maps, 8 maps.
yeah, not counting any DLC that might appear somewhere.
24 maps total with different day cycles. So I don't know. We'll see how it plays out.
I know it's just the beta, but there was there's like nothing at all about a theater mode or anything.
Yeah, I don't know who told somebody what, but we haven't found a theater mode. So all your machinima dreams, all of your I'm gonna be the first one to make machinima in beta Destiny. No machinima for you. You're not gonna be able to suckle on the juices of people wanting to play Destiny so much. They're gonna watch your beta machinima. No theater mode so far. We haven't seen it, and I predict there won't be one. So please hold your penises down and your clits as well. No machinima in Destiny as of now. For now.
I guess small gameplay wise, there's obviously the HUD itself. If you're a Halo fan, you recognize certain things.
Yeah,
Like,
it's really very simple.
they flipped a few things, but
Well,
I mean,
you no longer have the weapon, the number of rounds on the top or on the weapon. Now it's on the bottom.
right? It was in the top
kept
right, now it's bottom left.
They kept the radar in the same spot, except it behaves a bit differently. Instead of
What?
telling you,
Same
it
spot?
Yeah, it's in the same. Wait, or is it in the bottom in Halo?
Yeah, it was the bottom left. Now
Oh
it's
wait, in
top
Call of Duty, it's in the top, I think. Whatever.
Yeah, but then again, they are getting a lot of Activision stuff, of course. If they're going to
Yeah.
get influence on HUD from there.
Correct, and it behaves very, very stupidly. It just tells you the general area where the guy is coming from, and then when the guy is really close to you, it becomes solid.
Yeah,
But
there's 3 different levels of it too. There's the first level,
white ping,
like-
red
What?
ping, and solid ping.
What?
There's no different levels of it.
There is if you look at the radar, there are 3 different locations on it. There's the very perimeter of it, which is just a red bar, a small red bar on the outside of the radar. It shows
Yes.
that somebody is that distance away.
I explained
As
this
they get
already.
closer, they're going to fill up that
Yes, I already explained
red
that.
square. No,
You
you,
just
said
re-
you said white, pink, then red. That
No,
does not
I said
say
there's
anything
there's a wide bar to this white little circle, half circle, quarter circle, to say they're far away. Then it becomes red. Then it becomes solid with a trapeze, whatever the shape is, when they get close to you.
No, that doesn't explain it.
Oh, shish.
But whatever. It shows you that like reddish rectangular icon to show that they're getting closer into that area. And then once they're right on top of you or behind you, it's just a red circle surrounding you on the radar. Now, as far as I know, you can't crouch to hide from other people's radars. And it doesn't even seem like it seems like standing still might help, but I don't think you're able to avoid other people's radars in this one. This game is not going to be about stealth. Like, there's no camouflage. The only way to hide is
Whoa, he's not spearheading the discussion. He joined into it. So, loser. And he knows who I'm talking to.
Death arrows. Oh. But yeah, it's definitely, it lacks a lot of the stuff, which is an option that I enjoyed in Bungie's earlier games, because believe me, if you're running from somebody and you can just crouch behind a corner and, you know, go cloak and not move for a couple seconds, you'll be able to get behind them and assassinate them for a nice table turning event. And that was a really cool thing that I liked. Not having that in here isn't too much of a game changer because, you know, there are only 3 classes, and so far there is no I sort of figured the hunter would be the one to turn invisible, but instead they just summon an overpowered fire pistol thing.
Which pretty much boosts their shield and their weapon.
Yeah, which is just complete.
That's
that sounds like
OP.
something they should have done for a Titan and a hunter, but whatever.
I thought a hunter was supposed to be agile or whatever, not flamey, unless he's a fat.
Flamey berserkers.
I felt.
But yeah, I was really hoping like maybe there might be a 4th class or something that comes out later that's about invisibility and stealth.
Again, we're not sure yet.
Yeah,
So whatever.
It's just what I hope.
That's
Yeah.
about it. Yeah.
Anything else?
Jinx, you owe me a soda.
Not quite. You owe me a Sprite.
Fine.
That's where you're supposed to go. Never fear. You owe me a root beer. This is a soda pagoda.
don't
You owe me a
like
grape
root
soda.
I don't like root beer. Grape soda's light.
Go join a circus because you need me some citrus, you know, stuff
Yeah,
like
that does not make sense. All right, so Destiny, if we're gonna give it like 1 out of 10, I mean out of 5, what would be your grade for the Destiny?
Wait, 10 out of 5. What?
No. Out of 5, what would you give Destiny?
Out of 5, I'd give it a 3.
3?
3, yeah, I guess I'll explain it then.
No, you don't need to explain it. 3.
Yeah.
I'll give it 3. You
1,
know, it's
because...
not. Oh, fine, explain. Jeez, you really want to justify yourself.
No, it's just a nice middle ground between enjoying it and hating it, and you know I can't do too much because we haven't seen everything there is, but I do know that there are a lot of drawbacks that kind of already take away the fun for me.
Yeah, all right. Well, Destiny discussion is done, unless there's something else we missed which you would like to post in the comments that we can talk about. But we're gonna keep Destiny gameplay on. We still have like an hour of it left, right? How much? Yeah, there's still like half an hour worth of gameplay that we recorded for the show left for you guys. But what we're gonna be talking about is actually what's our next topic, man? Oh, Digital Fear and Deus Ex Machina 2. So, last time on the show, we actually posted a quote or a Twitter message from John CJG or Digital Fear, who created Machinima stuff back in the 2007th and 8th and 9th. He created Deus Ex Machina. Like Brendan, you said it last time, and also RB vs. Chief. And we talked about how his film was being remade by another director, currently residing today in the world of Limbo. So we have a bit news on that. We also have a little quote that we would like to show you guys from the blog post that he actually made in regards to this exact topic. It actually came out 3 days or two or 3 days after we aired the show, so we have no idea it was out. For the time when we released the show, it was actually the only thing anybody ever had on the topic, and we got some flack for that, nigga. We got some flack. Oh my god!
Just saying that it's flack from one person doesn't really count as flack.
Okay, but I want to say flack. It sounds so much worse than it really is.
Yeah, but I mean, one person complaining about us, quote unquote.
defaming.
Not even just defaming, just somebody whining about the fact that we are
Mentioned it.
reporting things before we're settled on them.
Nobody else does it in the world except every single media in the world. And we would be called the very bad reporters. I would like to mention something. Brendan and I, we're not reporters. We don't go door to door asking people for stuff. We actually get our information randomly dropped in our little heads from other people, be it on Skype, email, YouTube, yada, yada, yada. And if we see it's worthy discussion, we discuss it. Like we explained in the beginning of the show, M&B show is about discussing stuff that we see and rumors that we hear, yada, yada, and putting our opinion on. I'm not going to go deep into this again. So, the deal was... I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to sort of cut the gameplay just a little bit so I actually can bring you the thing. So here it is. This is the quote from the last M&B show from a week or so ago. And I'm going to read it in my tone. Then Brendan's going to read it in his tone and we're going to discuss it. So, all people found uploading unofficial continuations of My Old Country will have their testicles forcibly removed and fed to them. Thanks. Also, those who think I'm being sarcastic and actually don't care, we subject to worse punishment involving dildos. Now, Brandon, it does sound like a funny quote.
Yeah, but it
does sound
kind of
no. It does sound like something a very jokeful person would say to ease the mood or ease the tension of whatever he's discussing. This is the first quote we got without the actual second quote on Sunday, July 20th. This one was sort of a week prior to that, probably 13th, 14th, whatever. The thing was, the idea was behind is that there's people who are recreating his content, Arby and the Chief, Deus Ex Machina. He voiced his opinion in this joking sentence. People said that we obviously warped the words of this sentence to fit our opinion. Once again, I read it. I have the right to interpret it the way I want. I know how this person behaves. I know his tendencies for jokes and making these kind of remarks. And I also know that he plugs in a lot of satire into his films and a lot of double meanings into his films as well. So why wouldn't I assume that there's a double meaning or some sort of message in these sentences where he clearly stands, as for all people found uploading continuation of My Old Country will have their testicles forcibly removed and fed to them. It tells me that the guy has a funny tone of saying, anybody who is uploading my stuff is going to have problems. Or uploading unofficial continuations of my stuff are going to have problems. And then he says, all those who think I'm being sarcastic and actually don't care will be subject to worse punishment involving dildos. So he's saying, if you really don't think I'm serious, there's going to be more problems for you guys. Am I interpreting it wrong, Brandon? Or am I just reading way too deep into this?
I was actually a bit on the fence about it myself. But, I mean, when I look at it, it does seem like that. Like, it does seem like he's going to get a little bit serious if people don't act like, he's serious. Mm-hmm. It's just that the way he sets it, like, I know that he's a bit of a comedian. You look at his other blog posts and literally...
They're literally the same thing.
Yeah, he literally opens up with him talking about the fact that he was in a horrible accident where where he was talking about how he was, like, snorting coke off his dashboard while a prostitute blew him, and he was playing 15... different streams of Call of Duty and watching every movie he possibly could on his HD TV in his car, and some idiot front-ended him when he was speeding, and he was all about making it funny and over the top, but
taking away the serious edge from otherwise serious topic.
Yeah, it also just means that it confuses me a bit because it's I don't know when to take him seriously or not. Mm-hmm. Because, he's saying that, he'll punish people with dildos if they think he's joking. But it also means that he might just be saying something incredibly out there as a joke. Like, hey...
All right, Douglas, we're reading it wrong. Tell me why. No, come on. You want to come on the show and actually tell everybody why we're reading it wrong? Please do. Please enlighten us. How can we interpret something wrong when we just literally interpreted it right there for you?
Yeah.
No. This is a second quote. Don't mix the two quotes up, and you have to read the second quote properly as well. Don't jump ahead of us there, buddy. Otherwise, you're gonna dig your own grave before we even start talking about the second quote, boy.
I get it. So when you
Don't get on our bad
Dylan,
side. Hello.
you push
Don't you
it
know who we
forward,
are?
it'll
We're
make
gonna
the
sick
propellers
our angry, brainless fans on you and
you're not
destroy your rep, like we
Why
do
aren't
with
they done?
everybody else, apparently.
Finish.
Why aren't I done?
So yeah, the thing
This is
is,
finished.
oh, my phone was ringing. Oh my god. So where? Brandon, you still there? Stop playing
Yeah.
with the airplane.
I'm not.
It's so fake.
But
Okay, so yeah, we just
let's
read
play
it the
devil's
way
advocate
we.
with both things.
Huh? What?
Like, let's have, as a recommendation, let's just say there's one thing where he's saying, you do my stuff, I'm going to get angry at you, and if you think I'm joking, I'm going to get even more angry at you.
Correct.
There's also the fact that there's this thing called refuge and audacity, where
Wait, what does entire blog post has to do with this particular sentence? This is the only thing that had to do with machinima. Everything else had nothing to do with that. Why are you Are you literally saying that the way we read it is somehow improper? So the way you telling me that the way we interpret it is wrong? Why? You're not telling me why I'm reading it wrong. You're not telling me why. I don't. Brendan, can you play devil's advocate?
Sure.
Tell me.
Going along with, goodness, I like Digital Fear, but I wish he didn't like. He does branch off into a lot of overly exaggerated bits, and it does sort of make me, get a little shaky on whether or not to take him seriously when he says certain things. Some people will be like, if you look at me one last time, I'm going to butt rape you with a car. That doesn't mean you're going to actually do it, and it doesn't mean you're going to be rude to them. It just means you're saying it playfully just to get them to back away.
Oh,
We
notice.
don't know if he's really really serious in any of them. And if we're looking at the rest of his quotes on his blog, and keep in mind that what we have so far is an abridged version. We had to edit it just to make it look pretty, but we didn't edit any of the text.
Message. This is the part that is referring to the events. We don't care about the entire quote when he describes his poor life and how his poor habits are about to get better, or that he's getting paid work. This is the entire thing that's in regards to his machinima and what people are doing. The only thing we did we include the part where he says the machinima.com is, yeah, there you go. We included the part where he says the machinima.com is in charge of his project.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. We didn't include everything. Yes, we did. Just because we didn't post an entire blog post where describe his daily life does not mean that we did not post something that's important to this particular topic.
Yeah, he might be referring to what happens in the post, like immediately after. He goes, in all seriousness, the above is true. And then immediately below, he goes, in slightly more seriousness, I'm not going to attack anyone or slap lawsuits on them for being big fans of my stuff. That's retarded. Besides,
We don't
Machinima
need your
owns the show
quote.
anyway.
If you want to argue, come in on the show. Come on. What's wrong? You can't speak your mind? You have to type it out? Hello? Hello? What did we miss, Brent? I think I have the quote open. I think I have it open somewhere. I'm not sure. Anyway, the point was, we were told we purposely misread it to fit our situation. Well, I don't think so. I think we read it the way we saw it. I'm thinking of this guy who's funny, who can mask the seriousness of the statement behind funny stuff. Brendan, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't want, it seems in character for him to, from the rest of his blog post.
We
it seems
posted
to
this,
be-
did we not? In all seriousness, in slightly more seriousness?
No, we didn't post that one. That's
Okay,
not
so
there.
so what does this have to do with this? What does this have to do with the fact where we said that somebody's copying his work? Can you explain this to me? We didn't say his and excuse me, but we never said he's going to attack anybody. We said we hope he will, but we said he probably won't. I don't understand what this quote has to do with the fact that what we posted, and I'm going to read it out loud right now. In slightly more seriousness, I'm not going to attack anybody or slap lawsuits on them for being big fans of my stuff. That's retarded. Besides, Machinima owns the show anyway. That's exactly what we said in our last show. The Machinima.com owns the IP. Excuse me, we said that in the last show. He spells this out. So what are you arguing with us about, Mr. Jack Douglas? What are you arguing with us about? What do you don't agree? The fact that we read what we read just now? So a person can't be what? What? He's not saying that he's personally not happy. We didn't say that in our interpretation, did we, Brendan? All it just said that all people who found unborn my unofficial contact will be in trouble. That's all we said just now. What are you implying that we said differently?
He's probably worried that we're taking it out of context.
No, you're taking it out of context because you came in here with a preconceived notion. That's the biggest problem. You didn't come here as a unbiased individual. You came here because you heard something already about this particular topic. And you came in here to fight without actually reading into what we say and just slapping on the things. That's what happens a lot with these shows. No. That was not relevant information. What does that information have to do with the fact what we're presenting? Explain this again. How what you just said was relevant? I'm curious, Brent. How was what you said was relevant? I'm just curious. I'm just really curious.
I don't know. It says again that, he's saying he's going to butt rape people with cactuses, just exaggeration. He's saying he'll do something and then immediately he goes after and says, well, he's not really going to attack anybody. And I think what Jack
We
Douglas
never
is
said
trying to...
that.
Motherfucker, stop interrupting me.
Fine, bitch.
But Jack Douglas is saying that, we shouldn't take it out of context and that there's the second thing that we didn't include in that quote is the fact that he says that he's not really going to attack anyone. But what we're saying is that,
we never said he will, so how does it have any relevance at all?
But then again, he might just be, one of those types of people.
Yeah. If somebody in the audience could tell me how the hell does that quote has anything to do with what we're saying, we're not saying he's going to attack anybody. As a matter of fact, in the last show, we said that Machinima.com might take action against these copywritten things because they have the rights to the shows. We never said that he's going to personally invade the houses of those people and rape them. And we never said that he's the one who's going to be doing anything at all. All we said that, hey, his films are getting outshined by copies of the same thing. Yeah. Slightly changed. So now
gotta remember though, on the internet there are some people with very strong opinions and they're trying to tell us, what to do with our opinions.
Can you imagine that? Somebody told us that our opinion is wrong. Well, that's technically impossible. And said that we have to put something in the show to make sure people understand that our opinion is irrelevant. Like, that's what we were being told. Is like, yeah, your opinion is not good enough. You need to put a disclaimer. It will take you only 5 seconds to do that.
Yeah. At that point, it's literally just they want facts, not opinions.
And we provide both. Because what you see are both.
If he's going to treat it like it's all fact, then, it's just... What more do you want?
Yeah, I mean, Brendan, could you please read that thing out? I mean, you have the good version, right? Could you read it, please?
The good version?
The blog post?
The actual blog post of that area?
So wait, so what's the point of this being a topic? Ha ha ha, lol. Well, because you're here talking about this bullshit as if we're attacking Pull Digital Virus, right? This topic is all about Digital Virus taking credit for somebody else's work. And here is us using pretty much two quotes that sort of, in a way, actually prove that the man is releasing unofficial continuation of somebody else's old series for the views because that series was big. He also doesn't understand the fact that these are copyright films and that he can get into big trouble because of that. We also say that the Digital Virus actually, believe it or not, copied the name in some sort of way. He definitely copied this symbol a lot.
The symbol?
A lot, yeah.
There's a symbol?
Yeah, Digital Virus has a little circle with white and blue that twists in. Digital Fear has the same symbol.
Well,
yeah.
Wow.
Well, hey, Spearhead, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, but that's not the point of this.
Yeah, I actually like Spearhead. He's pretty cool. Hardly even making...
How about you go, Mr. Jack Douglas, and type in Deus Ex Machina or Deus Ex, and you'll see what pops up. And if you tell me it's gonna be Digital Fear, I'm actually gonna go do that.
Yeah, just do it on screen.
There you go. Well, I can't do it on screen.
Okay, well, I'll do it. I'll go straight towards YouTube, and when I type in Deus Ex Machina, I'll click it. Now, what happens is, well, if you add in the whole thing...
For me, it comes out, what's his name? I have Deus Ex Machina of somebody building a bike.
Yeah,
Machinima. How about
there's a lot of
Machinima?
motorcycle things. At the very, very top, though, at a million views,
let me
there's the one by Digital Fear.
And then we have everything else. Well, for me anyway, it's Digital Virus. Everything else is Digital Virus.
Yeah, these are all motorcycles. There's Deus Ex Machina, Human Revolution.
Yeah.
There's one weird anime thing. But when I look at it, it's definitely more... If I type in Deus
Well,
Ex
that's
Machinima...
you know what? I think that's because we have Digital Virus that he's more in our search windows. Probably. And
No,
then
I was
I'm
looking
stretching
at
this.
I was just like, I click Deus Ex Machinima. Let me go to Machina Machinima. Because when I say, for some reason, when I said Machinima, it started showing Human Revolution way more. It's strange.
Correct. It all depends.
Machinima. There we
Truth
go.
be told, it's all copies, man.
Okay.
You know what you picked that spearhead. It wasn't because it was a very what you call it.
HF.
Yeah, it wasn't because it was a very nice symbol. It's because it was associated with someone else.
Ah, that's odd. I didn't realize that Jack HF put Deus Ex Machina from Digital Virus's version onto his channel. I suppose it's kind of like what we're
Well,
up to.
since they're partners, yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, that's kind of like what we did with Adrian, isn't it?
Yeah, correct. That's pretty
Yeah.
much. It's exactly the same thing, except we actually posted a series that's been sort of in the dark for the past 2.5 years. So, we brought it back to light. We didn't just copy paste. We actually put work into it. Winning.
Yeah.
Correct. So we're gonna stick to our opinion from the last M&B show. I really do. I don't care if he gives him credit or not. Fact is, he took somebody else's work, he took somebody else's name, he took somebody else's content, and he brings it out on his own channel to give himself views, popularity, whatever,
And,
whatnot. It's like us going ahead, naming something Rise of the Spartans, and releasing it on our channel.
There's
That's
also
exactly
the
same
fact
thing.
that, quote or crediting someone is not the same thing as getting their permission.
Correct.
Like if
And we
I
know
put up a video
John
saying,
did not give them permission.
if I put up a video with a song that was copywritten, I cannot just say, oh, this is not my song, this belongs to Papa Roach. That does not mean I'm allowed to use it. It just means that I posted it there with the hopes that they're not going to sue me. That doesn't mean he got permission for it.
Correct. He didn't get permission. Yeah. What can I say? We're gonna stick to our opinion. I don't care. What do you want us to do?
Random thing first. Kale Cole, who just commented, was like, hey, I know this is dumb to ask, but I'm new to machinimas, but I have some Halo machinimas I want to do. But I don't know what software to get or how to do some of this stuff and could use help. Could any of you... And he stops there. I'm guessing he wants some help. Okay, the tools you need are Sony Vegas Pro, whatever version is out. Then you need Adobe After Effects. Then you need Audacity. Then you need a capture card. I recommend the HD PVR.
We're talking about this in more in detail after the show.
Yeah. Then again, I'm not...
No. He didn't take Justice. He took a machinima that's online right now. He took a machinima that's all right now and available for people to see and copied it to make himself to get more stuff on his channel, more views. I'm telling you, it's like us taking Rise of the Spartans and just slapping on Rise of the Spartans the continuation and doing the machinima like that. Is that fair to Arbiter 617? No matter how much of a fan I am.
John did call it an unofficial continuation.
We had people make Art of our series as well, but they asked us. They asked us before they did that.
Well,
we had
Mike,
some.
come on.
What? It's all about permission. I don't care how flattered he is. He did not give permission. We're flattered a lot too. I give messages about being Raptor all the time, and people who want to make machinima about Raptor all the time. There you go.
Okay, well there you go. That was more or less what I was about to say. So.
Yeah. So.
Help me out, please. My director friends haven't helped me at all.
No.
and I wait a
You're
week
not
after
really
to get-
understanding the argument or opinion. Well, our argument is Digital Virus stole the name. Okay, fine. Didn't steal it. He made the similar name. He used the same similar symbol. He took somebody else's work that already has a lot of prestige and a lot of work put into it. He literally slapped his name on the next quote-unquote different tribute series to create more buzz for his channel. Otherwise, he would have created something similar under a different name. Why did he have to create Deus Ex instead of creating, for example, Superhero Panty Pants? Because according to this, our friend Valak Sparks copied copied Deus Ex 2 because he has somebody wearing that armor and destroying things, except that he kills monsters, not people. and
If
there's
any-
no.
Some
I mean,
people would
Ryan-
be worried about him like copying Spider-Man or something.
Yeah, I guess he could say it, but Spider-Man, he doesn't have any superpowers.
Okay, wait. Oh, see, this is where I wish we had Spearhead on the show sometimes, because he does seem to have something cool to talk about.
I know, Spearhead, you type so much, but you don't want to talk. I want to slap you because you're such a bad boy. Actually, you might be right, but the thing is, it came out right after Deus Ex. So the quote, for years he was sort of silent about the subject, but the moment Deus Ex sort of hit quote unquote mainstream, he kind of I think he noticed it. That's why he posted the comment. Otherwise, there's no point of doing that because no one else does his stuff either way. When
Yeah.
was the continuation of Arby and the Chief released? Oof.
Spearhead might actually be talking about the fact that people have been mostly doing Arby and the Chief.
True, but he does not
look that
say
up
Arby and
already.
the Chief alone.
Arby and the Chief. Well, there's Arby and the Chief on Machinima, and then there's still on the stop motion. John Graham's blog is still Arby and the Chief. I guess it can't be the Arby and the Chief thing because I don't see any other things for that. What else of his content has possibly been redone?
No, we're not
by-
upset that he's a fan of Digital Fear. We're upset that he's taking somebody else's series to continue because of its name. You don't understand? Are you a machinima director? You understand what taking somebody else's work is?
Hold on. Well, we don't have to get really too heated about this. This is where somebody is going to be at the bottom of the barrel of their arguments, and then they're going to nitpick at something and try to make our argument seem insignificant by making it seem like we have a petty issue instead of something serious.
Correct.
Him saying that we are only upset that Digital Virus is a fan of Digital
It's
Fear
a pure bullshit.
is literally
care.
just trying to make our thing seem petty, which is not the case. That means he's already running out of his argument. Let's just move on from this.
Correct.
And
So,
you
Jed
know,
Douglas, last word to you. We don't care. It's a topic that we discuss. We have opinion on it. You agree with it, fine. You don't agree, fine. But don't come in here and defend something if you don't want to come in on the show. If you want to defend something, come in and talk on the show. We have people who agree with us. So.
Yeah, I was actually pretty interested. Like, Mikey brought it up first, but there were a lot of similarities. Like, Digital Fear, Digital Virus, and then, following the same symbol, following the same series. And I'm guessing it follows the same plot since, it copies the series, but... nah. So, we're just going
No, in order to... I'm going to just boot this guy. Listen, you want to argue? Come on the show. If you don't want to argue, get out of here. Mr. Douglas. That's the deal we have.
deadpanning. Don't worry, he's just
So,
deadpanning.
remove
So,
it. There you go.
yeah,
So,
he's deadpanning at the moment. So,
correct. He
you
has
don't
nothing
really
else
have to
to say.
worry.
what is our next topic, brother? I don't think we have any more, do we?
Our last topic
Oh,
was supposed to be defame.
All right, so what does defame mean? This has actually been a pretty big deal recently around the community, sort of speaking, not only in the case of us, but what defame means is pretty much when you slander somebody else's name, or you should slander somebody, spill lies about them in order to loosen their grip on their fame, pretty much.
Oh, wait, what's this? Oh, Spearhead was just bringing up things about Arby and the Chief as opposed to Deus Ex Machina.
Well, hey, he might be absolutely right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm up for thinking that it might just be not just because of it, but
Correct.
Wait, why do one or both of them sound a little too familiar to me? And I agree with that, just who the fuck cares? If you really want to know why one of us sound familiar, I've been in literally hundreds of machinima, and Mikey has a very distinctive accent that nobody can possibly confuse for anything else. Maybe that's why.
Douglas, for the last time, you want to come on the show? Come on the show. We will be glad to have you to have a conversation with us. If you don't want to do that, door is right over there. And once again, yes, I don't think you understand what it means to steal somebody else's work. Because when you're machinima director and somebody copies your work, you have the right to get upset over it. So I'm not upset because he stole somebody else's work. I'm not even upset at all. I'm just finding it extremely ludicrous that somebody would take somebody else's work to promote their own channel and to get their own views. Pretty much, you're taking credit for somebody else's work. Final. We're not discussing this topic anymore with you, so goodbye. Next.
All right, so back onto defame.
Yeah, defame. Go ahead.
Well, you were the one who started it.
Oh, yeah, I did.
So we're just going to ignore anything else. continuing on with what you thought was defaming. That's just when you knock somebody off and try to make their fans not like them anymore. Similar to videos,
which usually involves going on somebody else's channel and doing so.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, how are you going to do it on your own channel? It's not really effective because you have access to your fans, not to the fans of the person you want to defame. If the proper way to defame somebody is to literally go to the person's place of living, or in case their channel, and start doing as much damage as you can to ruin their reputation, or once again, I'm just gonna boot him. Let's go. So yeah, where were we? Yeah, you can't really do it on your own channel. It's really impossible.
I was going to say, he would rather type than be spoken over in a Skype call. We're not Lambda. But
I think
whatever.
he is Lambda.
Defame. That's literally just, that's... Didn't we just say that?
Yeah, it's when you slander,
never mind.
upset, and not slander and ruin somebody else's reputation. That's what defame is.
Yeah, God, I remember that scene. I was just watching the part in Destiny where you first used the boost with the interceptor.
That was funny.
I remember the exact noise you made. It was like, whoa!
Correct. Yeah.
But defaming, yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. That's just when somebody makes another person look bad in front of their fans and tries to make them lose fans.
Well, we saw that happen during the entire deal with Tomobro. I know you don't really like Tomobro, but I think we had that happen to him. What else? At some point, Arbiter 617 was attacked by one of the fans or one of the guys who changed the quote that he had and posted it live for people to see. Arbiter actually made a video about it to defend himself. So that was the case. And of course, we've been accused of defaming people because we do MNB show, which is, again, kind of lame.
Yeah.
Because we don't really try to defame people. Again, this entire deal with digital violence, digital fear, it's purely because it's such an interesting topic.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and you're right, absolutely right. Defamers are douchebags. They are. And if you think about it, people who complain about defamers the most are people who are defamers themselves. You know, we recently watched an interview of a Machinima director not too long ago, right? And the Machinima director said, the community is full of assholes because they don't promote me.
Yeah, hold on before we start, getting too much into defacing someone else.
Oh my. Let's deface somebody for real.
Yols, let's get... they'll never 1v1 us.
Yeah. There are plenty of Machinima directors who do not like the fact that their stuff is not being promoted by someone else. A lot of Machinima directors who are glad that their stuff is not being promoted by someone else. And then there's a lot of guys who don't care or wouldn't mind to get promoted by someone else. Hey, we don't mind getting promoted by someone else. And chances, truth be told, MNB show is actually a pretty good way to promote ourselves on our own channel. We like spreading opinions. We like sharing our opinions with people. And that's probably part of why MNB show is awesome. No. Spearhead. That was the case. It was Tomobro. You're correct. But there was another instance at one point, probably last year, where somebody actually was arguing with Arbiter. They took his comment or his email, they changed the words around, and then they spread it around. They spread it around the internet, quote unquote. Arbiter got a whiff of it, and he actually had to make a video about that fact that, hey, I didn't say that. Look how easy it is to edit somebody else's message in Word or whatever that case was. Was it Paint? I don't know.
I don't know.
That was the case. He wasn't really pissed about his movie being leaked as much because nobody really paid attention to it.
And there's also the fact that Arbiter was not. He doesn't really. He's not an aggressive guy. I mean, I've been asked repeatedly, "Oh, is Arbiter really a douchebag or something?" And it's like, no. And somebody was like, is the standard, oh, why doesn't he answer every comment and, not tell everybody that they can't possibly help all at once? And, it's like, some people just don't understand that Arbiter can't do it sometimes.
Yeah, but he doesn't really like doing that at all. He doesn't like getting into problems. Yeah, you know, you remember that Spearhead. That's what we're talking about. That's pretty much what defaming is in a nutshell. And that's, truth be told, people do it to us all the time and really unjustly. And you know who these people are. I mean, we release stuff that's...
Quite generally, it's a major group, but that's about it.
It's not a major, it's like 2 or 3 people. And out of two or three people, only one ever does only this. It's so sad to see people waste their time on it and whatnot. Which brings me to the point, is like, people think that instead of doing a MNB show, we should be doing machinima. We're doing MNB show to get away from doing machinima, because we do machinima way too much sometimes. We have to take a break from it, and the talk show is pretty much it. It's us taking a break from machinima. Truth be told, I like watching some old shows from TV that I watched in Ukraine that I can't watch now in English. I like watching that.
Yeah.
I much rather do that than do machinima. Just because we have machinimas in the back pile in our little backpack doesn't mean we have to spend our 24/7 time on it. And one of the arguments that people usually make, well, why aren't you making machinima? Why are you making this shit? And well, shouldn't we be working on machinima? No, we shouldn't. We a lot, as in ALLOT. We allot enough time to machinima that we can take breaks from it. Just because you don't see it being released like that doesn't mean it's not being worked on. We like taking our time to make sure our content is good. Not to pump out something in 2 weeks and call it, here, go. This is action. Love it.
I actually love a few of the people in the comment section right now. Well, there's Spearhead, there's Silent Spartan, and Death Arrow. Death Arrow's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah, I like Death Arrows. I've never seen him here before, so it's cool.
Yeah, we need more vocal people, and honestly, we need more people to argue with.
That's why we always urge people to come to argue with us. The part of the show that makes it fun is when people arguing or have such different drastic opinions. Even though it might not seem like Brendan and I have different opinions, if you actually listen to what we say, we might agree on something, but the way we agree upon is extremely different. I think that's what's really fun. That's really dynamic within the MNB show. And once again, I'm waiting for somebody to start making a show. We urged people to make shows. We show, hey, just make a show. You know, if you have your opinion, we asked everybody who doesn't like us, just make a show. If you want to voice your opinion, nobody's stopping you. Just make the show. And I'm still... See, Spearhead, I'm going to tell you this. The entire thing with Archangel Lucas was such bollocks. You had a big director, a big mouth director, a bunch of low-life, nobody voice actors attacking this one kid because he's having harmless fun. Tell me, do you think it was justified to have everything about him exposed? Digital Virus told his address to everybody. Would you want somebody who doesn't like you to tell your address to everybody? Or spread some other things about you? That's why I was really upset with that. It doesn't matter what that kid did. It doesn't really matter. It's what was done to him is much worse. It's something that is really, really connivingly evil. It just shouldn't have been done. And same thing with Tomo Bro. I don't like Tomo Bro. He's a really, really eccentric person. Like, bad eccentric. But what was done to him with entire Wikipedia and stuff, that was completely out of line. It was not something you do to somebody else, no matter how much you don't like them. And the fact that these individuals who are involved with this stuff don't have self-control, what creates this entire drama and bullshit to begin with. People always address us as the ones who create drama, horror. But if you look at it, we always defend ourselves against drama when it actually comes to us and reaches us. So, you know.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do?
Poor them.
I mean, see, we're so oblivious to some of these things. We don't really record anybody that much often, or at all. I think we never actually record anybody's talking.
Yeah, we haven't really had any reason to. It's like, why we have lives. We don't really need to spend our valuable time trying to keep tabs on what people do when they quote unquote bully each other over the internet.
Everything you saw right now in today's MNB show, the trailer I was shown by I think it was King Sangos or somebody. The quote was given to us by Animalia's Guy High. The second quote was given us by Snowy. And the beta for Destiny we actually did ourselves. Yeah, so what am I saying?
Yeah. before we peter out and start looking unprofessional, let's try to
You're
look for a
right.
different one.
Well, don't take credit for somebody else's work, but let me tell you, let me ask you your opinion. Isn't that what Virus and Jack HF doing?
Well, that's
they're
what he's
taking-
using as an example.
They
That's-
taking credit for somebody else's work.
I think that's what his context is. So,
No, but he was talking about Archangel Lucas. That's what Digital Virus do it.
yeah. Well, let's just say that the difference between us and them is the fact that we're not going to publicly attack one certain person and
Well,
just sit there for months on end with
That's
it.
why you look at the name of our M&B show. Just look at it. It's Halo 2, Destiny, then Digital Fear, and what is M&B show? It is not Digital Virus is a blah buddy blah buddy, or somebody's blah buddy blah buddy, or you're a prick blah buddy blah buddy. Our shows are not designed to attract people with these controversial things. Actually designed to attract people with the normal things. And if we happen to discuss the controversial part inside the show, it's up to people to decide, do I agree with these guys or do I not agree with these guys? And if I don't agree with these guys, what am I going to do about it? The smart thing to do, in my opinion, is to come in on the show and disagree with us. The stupid thing to do is what our current person was doing here today. Not talking, but thinking he has some sort of power, forgetting that this is our channel, this is our, our show. We have the right to do whatever we want without feeling bad for shutting somebody up when they really have no right to speak at all.
Indeedly so. Okay.
Well, you see, that's a perfect difference of opinion. He doesn't see it as Virus taking credit for somebody else's work. We do. It's an opinion thing. We don't try to convince him. If I really wanted to convince him, I would probably spend more time addressing him about this topic.
Yeah. But oh well.
Yeah,
doesn't
you're
seem
right.
to-
You take. Yeah, everybody does that, but not to the scope where you actually flat out copy the concept and flat out copy the storyline, just changing the names as few events. It's not that.
Yeah. Quite honestly, if we were ever to actually, grab somebody else's series,
Let me tell you this, Spearhead. It's TV is different than copying somebody else's machinima. We had that argument before. It's one thing to create a fan-based thing about Star Wars. If I wanted to create a Star Wars film, I would create it. It doesn't mean that I'm taking credit or using Star Wars as my driving force. But when you're talking about the same thing, a machinima to a machinima, especially a machinima that is not that old that people have forgotten about it, that's taking credit. It's a big difference between understanding difference between the real industry of film and machinima. There's no problem with taking Star Wars into machinima realm. There's no way you can perfectly copy it anyway. But there is a problem when you take somebody else's director's approach to the. But that was a nice skill. Taking somebody else's film who is still alive and is not part of the bigger sort of real film industry or real TV industry. You're talking about YouTube, and YouTube has limited amount of people that watch their particular content. So I think it's flat out riding on somebody else's horse and taking credit for it. Brendan, take it away.
hold on.
Well, listen, again, this is just something to talk about. It's not like we don't have every single detail, Mr. Spearhead. We don't. And truth be told, I don't want to have every single detail. Not because I don't want to be contradicted, because, hey, this is just it. That's what we know. Yeah, you're right. It was just an example. You see, he can talk freaking through text, but he can't come on the show. Well, it is late for him. It's 2 p.m. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. You have to find where to draw the line between saying, hey, I'm going to go make Doctor Who spin-off in machinima form, and saying, I'm going to go ahead and copy or make a continuation of a series that is already in machinima. Hey, if you guys know, there was like the origin stories for Rise of the Spartans that somebody did, and believe it or not, he asked permission from Arbor before doing that. What he did was actually what Digital Virus should have done. If I would have known that Digital Virus asked John for, hey, can I make a continuation of your series, please? And he said yes, we wouldn't even talk about this topic like this. But we don't have that. We have somebody taking credit for somebody else's work, and that's how I see it. That's not how everybody sees it, but that's how I see it. Brendan.
Yeah, that looks pretty nice there. I can see it. Oh. That was a long
Well,
topic.
there you go. Perfect example. But he's not doing the same thing as he's not taking an Elite and just changing the dialogue or their origin story, does he?
The first one I saw I liked because he put his own unique spin on, and I enjoyed watching someone else make something like that, so I could actually enjoy it objectively.
Correct, but you have to understand. Did he just go ahead and says the lives of elites and just change the dialogue and the footage? And what if he done that? He says the lives of elites, change dialogue and the footage. How would you look upon that? Tell me. Once he gets the message, once he actually reads into it, because that's what Digital Virus does.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. His next reply is, then he made one about the Halo 4 Mantis, and it was pretty much identical to the formula I use, so I was a tad miffed at that one.
So what we gonna? So you tell me that you just said you're upset about it.
Yeah.
Do you think it's all right?
So what he says is, at first he was like, okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. It's good to look at it from somebody else's, and then he was like, okay, now you're kind of copying me, but he's not, he doesn't, he's not acting, totally heartbroken about it.
Okay. So what to say that John CJ blah 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 Digital Fear doesn't feel the same way, and what he said just now, it was pretty much his way of saying fuck off, nigga. That's what we're gonna talk. That's all it is ever. It's all about opinions from A, B, C, and the moment that person can sort of say.
So it's like, I think his next one is I think it were a bit cheap, but for the most part I wouldn't care too much.
And that's exactly how Digital Fear feels.
Yeah, he's pretty chill about it.
Does it change the fact that he took your formula, took your concept, and just switched out a few things and called his own? That is the entire deal.
Goodness. Death Arrows. Since he's resident Joker for right now, he reminds me of Machine a lot. But it's like, I know, I'm going to make a Machinima in Skyrim about a Khajiit who is a werewolf who stranded on an island. It's so original. If you didn't get that, watch Scale and Claw.
Okay, you see, well, I probably would laugh at that, and I probably would support you. And if it was good enough, if it was good enough, I'd probably go ahead, take you under my arm, and probably help you out with that. As long as you give me credit.
All of the credit now. No, like, even if he didn't credit you, it's like, okay, I mean, okay. And then, he goes along and starts going like, oh, and he's also on a tropical island, and, he's got strange comments back and forth, like, between the wolf spirit and the Khajiit guy.
Yeah, it's kind of odd where you have a pussycat and a dog. It's kind of weird. And Spearhead, again, we're talking about you right now. Like he took your concept, he took your stuff, your formula, you said it yourself, and just switched to vehicles. Do you think he's not copying you? Yeah. And taking the name for the fact that your series is really popular? That is our argument. Is he doing it because he's really a fan? But if he was really a fan, why would he do it to begin with? Yeah.
Well, you gotta remember that there's this whole draw to it. I mean, I'm not going to pretend to know what Spearhead's inspiration was to do the
he said it was the
Lives
BBC
of the Elites,
show. It was
beyond
a BBC show.
what he said to be the standard animal documentary style.
Yeah.
And a lot of people would probably like to do that. And once they saw that Spearhead had pretty good success with it, of course someone's going to try to emulate it and try to jump on the bandwagon. Similar to how everybody had that wave of action machinima that had random flips and stunts and stuff going on with Warhogs after they saw Arbiter do something like that.
Yeah. And Spartan, you're absolutely right. I'm guarantee you, maybe somebody down the line will try and mimic MNB show. But then again, you have this big difference. You cannot copy the hosts. Yeah. You can copy the content, sort of speaking, but it's still, you can't copy the show word for word. And guess what? If that show gets a lot of views and it becomes extremely popular, I'll be glad because I inspired somebody to make it. Mm-hmm. But it won't be the same thing that I did because there's no way you can copy me. But in Machinima, making Machinima is so much easier. It's so much easier to copy somebody. I can do everything Arbiter did for Elite, for Rise of Spartans, every single effect except the last scene with the ship, I cannot do that because I don't have the proper model. But everything else, I can copy his work shot for shot, effect for effect.
Yeah.
Why I don't do that? Because I have my own series. I trust that my series can carry us.
Careful, too much of a talk of that, and the elites will make you guard the grunt mating chamber. I don't think he was copying it. There was a message at the beginning linking to my old channel, I believe, so I doubt he was deliberately trying to rip it off. If anything, I was flattered by it and still am to this day. This is... Actually, I'd like to say that Spearhead's case is the exact same case here with Virus and Fear. Like, Spearhead was flattered by it, but he didn't explicitly say, go ahead and do this, even if he was credited. Which, I think that's a pretty damn good parallel.
So where is the harm for us saying, in our opinion, why he's doing it? We're not saying that what he did was wrong or evil, but what we're saying is that why he did it. The difference between why or not. There you go. I'll be flattered if somebody tries to make Elites of War but not name it that.
Yeah.
Don't name it Elites of War, name it something else. Make it your own machinima.
Yeah, and like the same thing with the quote-unquote M&B talk show thing. I'm not totally sure. I can be completely wrong, so this is my disclaimer now before anybody jumps down my throat like a Wolverine. I'm not too sure there are many people that have the same chemistry like Mikey and I do. I don't know. It seems that generally groups on the internet tend to be people who are completely, utterly alike, but Mikey and I completely, I wouldn't say completely, but we very much base our partnership on the fact that we are completely opposite.
Yeah.
And we happen to coincide on a lot of ideas. And so if there's an M&B show out there that is going to act the way it is, I doubt they're going to see both sides of a conversation. Because, like, heck, if we were to talk about Lambda, you know, it's like, let's make up a thing. Like, oh, Lambda hates us now.
Okay, wait, one
and
pause.
What?
Spearhead. Digital Virus is not somebody new who got into machinima with that in mind. He has his own stuff he could have worked on and just named it differently. Instead, he decided to do that. That's not trying to get into machinima, and you can be and John can be happy about it. We're talking about somebody who's already established, who has some sort of a fan base, who has some sort of expectations, but created that. Continue, Brennan.
Okay, but as I was saying, I just really don't think there's anybody like us that would be able to copy us because, you know, we're two completely opposite people, and there's no way there's anybody in the machinima community who can actually deal with somebody who is completely different from themselves.
Yeah.
Because realistically, if we had an argument about Lambda, say Lambda made another video like Enough is Enough, and, you know, Mikey takes the offensive thought or something and goes, okay, so he's doing this to completely slander us and call for help. I'd play devil's advocate and I'd say, oh, maybe he really felt the heat and he felt like he really needed support and help from his internet friends. Then Mikey would be like, internet friends, push da, and, you know, we'd go back and forth, and we can argue about it for hours.
Well, not hours, but for some time.
But, you know, that's the kind of way we interact, and I don't think there's anybody else in the machinima community who actually, you know, playfully argues with each other like this.
No.
It's just my opinion, though. I might be wrong. For all I know, there's like a complete yin-yang who are like even more yin-yang than us, just around the corner, and we don't know it.
Well, if we don't know it, chances are they're not really out there doing it.
But yeah, I think we're pretty much safe with Elite and not with M&B show. Yeah.
I don't think anybody wants to dedicate their time to doing a show because, oh, we're too busy making machinima.
Yeah.
Or something of the sort. We have time for this. So we're gonna do it. And our time is literally... This is me taking a break from Space Marine because I've been working on it the whole day. Well, not whole... Well, most of the day.
Just around the corner and yeah.
I just don't feel like working on it right now. Probably will work on it right after this, so... actually, new segment that we would like to pitch you guys for. I would like your opinion. Machinima of the Week.
Machinima of the Week?
Yeah.
Well, what's that supposed to be?
we talked about it. We watched Machinima, and we talk about it in M&B show. Positively, only positive.
Let's not do a of the week thing, but let's just continue with what we were doing.
Which is?
Because at the very beginning, we would sort of, we would personally rate random machinimas that we found and particularly liked. If we do that of the week thing, then
No, not every week. I'm just saying of the week that M&B shows aired.
Yeah, but you say of the week, and it's going to imply that there's a ranking system.
Oh.
Because of the week, as in like, oh, this is game of the year.
Then how should we machinima we watched this week?
If you want to do it in a non-biased ambiance like that, we would just have to say
absolutely positive. Opinions on the machinima, no negatives.
We would just need a title or something that's general and it says, "Hey, we watched this week and we want to talk about it." So I guess it's just like
we'll make one up. We have to make one up.
We'll make one up. Wait, did they say Wyndham? Because I know that guy, he tried to kill one of my machinima scene ideas. That sounds interesting. Wyndham. Why does Wyndham sound familiar?
Flick Wakers? How about that?
Flick Wakers? What?
Yeah, flick and we wake them? I don't know.
I don't know. Turn the channel. Turn the channel. How about the actual Machinima channel video of the week? That'd be a challenge.
Wait, what do you mean?
Honestly, if we were going to be doing like some sort of rating system or something, we could leave Machinima Union up to that because they kind of already. Yeah.
MLB show is not about rating Machinima. I just saw Machinima the other day, and I thought we could talk about an MLB show.
Yeah, like it's just the corner where we talk about a Machinima we saw and talk about what we liked about it. But
yeah.
We can't put it in a competitive light or people are going to call us hypocrites.
Yeah, because we said, well, reviews have to be done over a long period of time, and they have to have big criteria. Well, niggas, you didn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess Flicksters. I'll name it that, Flicksters. 7 Flicksters. So yeah, how about that? Do you guys think that would be nice? I don't know. Flicksters. That's a good name?
I think it might be.
Which Machinima did I watch? Let me just go ahead and Revenge of the Spartans. That's the one that I watched this week. That's the one I found out. And I think Brendan, you were contacted about that, right?
What? Revenge of the Spartans?
Yeah.
Oh, I was contacted, but I mean, he just said never mind, so it doesn't really matter, but it seems like the fellow is in fact looking for voice actors for the rest of the series.
Oh, really? Well, he said never mind, as in you said you're not going to voice act, and he said never mind, or what?
No, it's like I said, it's like, hey, what's up? You mentioned something, and he was like, oh, sorry about that. Don't worry. You don't need to try any lines. And I was like, oh, well, all right.
No, okay. Oh well, but I watched the series. It was all right. It was. I think it was a bit too saturated with effects, but I think voice acting was all right. I thought that the story was somewhat original. There were some hints of that. I want to put this into Halo lore so bad, but how am I going to do that? I think it's on his second episode. I think there's a third one. There's a trailer for the third episode. I sent you a link. Did you watch it?
Possibly.
He's sort of like crashed.
Well, is that
somewhere.
an Ed and Eddie reference? Butter toast.
Yes, it is. It is Ed and Eddie.
God, really? You're gonna get that retro?
It's not that retro. It's like a few years old, man. What are you talking about?
By today's society's standards, Johnny Bravo, Ed, and Eddie, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Dexter's Laboratory, those are old.
Fine. Well, you make me feel old.
Good. Feel old.
I guess we're gonna let this Flicksters idea sort of simmer and broil and boil.
Yeah, we'll let it
but yeah, I'm just saying, I just watched Revenge of the Spartans. And again, I think it's a play on Rise of the Spartans, the name of the machinima. I think there could have been more original name for it. But, it was created like 8 months ago originally, so I guess there's not much of that, oh, let me take credit for somebody else's name and so forth and so on. But, I guess today would have been a very good debate if we actually had, whatever his name was, debate, not... just be in the sidelines.
Are we just gonna have to like add a tagline? This is the M&B show. Argue with us.
That would have been so. That's not that bad.
Yeah. Honestly, I really wish we could have like some like things. People were just like, "Oh, let's get somebody in the M&B show that will make Brandy and Mikey look like idiots." I kind of want to see that for a bit. But there aren't very. It'll sound conceited and pretentious and douchebaggy, but I'll say it anyway. I'm not totally sure how many people there are that would be able to do that.
Well, last time we had three guests, and they all were sort of like-minded, like us. So
Yeah, and I mean, people are gonna
besides
say,
few
"Oh."
things with Sangos, there really wasn't much.
Yeah, maybe we could like I don't know, have everybody come up with something that we all conflict on and just talk about it.
Yeah, but how hard is it to find somebody who can have a intellectual discussion in the matter instead of just
Yelling
throwing
back
bitch
and
fits,
forth.
yeah, throwing bitch fits and so forth.
I don't know. Didn't we try to get Lambda into one of the shows and actually like have a debate, but it like just turned into
Oh yeah, he
something
ran
random?
away.
Yeah, that was yucky. That sounds like a porno a bit. Oh, but Wyndham's channel is CCS. You know, when I think of Wyndham, I think of Gundam.
Because of the same similarly sounding bullshit. Gundam,
Well, I mean, it's
Wyndham.
just it's just a dumb at the end. But I was thinking of like winged Gundam or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we sort of ran out of topics. And
Yeah.
thank God, I don't want to go for another hour. I think we sat long enough. This is longer than our usual M&B show. Again, I wanna find out what the name of the guy was. I already forgot it. View all comments. What's his name? What was his name? We would like to thank. Oh my God, I can't find his name. Jack Douglas. There you go. We would like to thank Jack Douglas for creating some small, debateful-like things for us to respond to. Unfortunately, and this is the sad part, he did not want to come actually on the show and talk out of fear of being quote-unquote interrupted, but I really fear he never had any intention of taking it serious, quote-unquote seriously. I'm gonna go ahead and assume he's a supporter of Lambda and the like, probably a big fan of Digital Virus and the Force, so truth be told, no matter what we said, we'd never have come to an understanding.
Yeah, I can agree there. But I mean, I don't want to give up on people like those, even if they have those strong opinions. If only because we need a lot of strong opinionated people to at least do
Argue?
something. Yeah. Because, I mean, without arguing, nobody's really even going to talk to each other much anymore, so...
That's very, very well done. In other news, Virus is coming back to Machinima. His trip was cancelled.
Due to family injuries, let's not make fun of it. There might have been a
Yes.
legitimate medical reason.
That's what I wanted to say. I actually halfway believe that there was really some sort of a big event that caused him not to go to his famed trip across America. But
I'm sure whoever he was planning on visiting is currently crying and fisting themselves.
kind of upset. Yeah, I mean, if my idol would actually say, "Hey, I'm gonna come and visit you, I'd be pretty excited." I mean, hell, if I could get the crew of of Red vs. Blue come visit me, I'd probably get everything signed and sell it on eBay.
It's just him visiting his buddies, I think. But
Yeah, I think you're right.
whatever it was, he had to come back because of I don't want to say supposed, because that makes me sound like a douche, but
I think it
his
doesn't
trip-
matter what you say. You already sound like a douche to him.
Okay, yeah, then whatever. Because of a medical injury of some sort.
Yeah, he had a medical emergency in the family.
Well, I
So,
said
you know,
emergency. Like, if I said it sort of implies an injury or something happened.
Yeah, so he came back. He can't do the trip.
I don't
No,
see-
it's just good for people who love his content. I assume so. It's good for people who sort of thought that he's gonna finally keep to his word. Not really. I mean, it just shows a little bit less of conviction in an individual and sort of strength of resolve when you have to change your mind so often.
Guess what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I better
I
get
mean,
the picture of that helicopter, man, or plane.
to be fair, I mean, neither one of us thought he was going to be gone forever.
Well, yeah. We really didn't think he's gonna be gone. Truth be told, our thing was he's gonna be back in a month and just do Machinima again.
And how long had it been?
It's been a month. Actually, truth be told, it has been like a month. He has deleted all of his I'm leaving videos. You know, he got like 9,000 views for his I'm leaving, bye thing. And
And then he privated all of the videos saying that he was leaving.
all of them? Every single one?
Like you see the Facebook posts where he actually announced the fact that he had to stay because of the medical emergency, but he had not thought to take down the YouTube links to his other videos, and so I clicked on them, and it said they were privated. So
Oh, okay. So everything that ever said I'm leaving Machinima community is gone. So now nobody can ever say, oh, he did it 7 times in a row. But we remember. We know. We know.
even if somebody's still gonna try to call us out on it, who is the chillest director in the community?
Mike WB. No. Toolbox Machinima.
Toolbox, probably. I don't know.
And Spirit,
haven't
you're
met
right.
him.
As I said, we believe it. We believe it. We don't argue against it. We believe it.
Yeah.
So, but then again, it's really odd. I said month, and he came back in a month. Regardless of a reason, I was right. So, can I get a cookie?
I'll give you an internet cookie.
Thank you. I mean, I hope everything works out for the fella.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it really isn't something like super serious.
Yeah.
Like, such as, like, I don't know. Well, I mean, I guess I can't really use that example, but like when Landa's computer was like breaking.
No, come on, bro. It's completely two different
like,
things. No way. No. Crossing my fingers. You know. That's the thing with us. We might not like you, but we'll never wish anything bad to happen to you.
Yeah, I mean, nobody.
These
really
guys
deserves
hoping
that.
we're gonna like burn in hell, but I really do not wish that to them.
Yeah, quite honestly, we're not going to wish physical injury. We're not going to act like somebody is Satan spawn just because they happen to be a bit rude on the internet. So.
Yeah, it's not really worth it. You have to know where the limit is.
Yeah.
And we're not gonna go on YouTube and expose somebody else's private information, being address and whatnot. But yeah, that's where we draw the line. I hope everything works out for the man.
Yeah.
But I really don't want him to make Machinima anymore. Oh, I said that. What you gonna do?
Honestly, I wish he would make one that I can get in, because I really don't like. I haven't watched very many of his stuff, and
Dude, we
I
voice
just
acted for his the
Yeah,
Dawn
we
of the
both
Titans.
voice acted, but if I were to voice act and watch everything I voice act in, it would take a hell of a lot of time. And there's also the fact that you know who we are. Neither one of us are into the whole action thing as much as the next guy. So I did not really watch all the way through Dawn of the Titans or Deus Ex Machina or any of the other series he makes, because I just didn't really, I can't really get into that sort of deal.
Yeah, it's like way too long.
So I kind of wish he would make something that I'd like, but that's just my opinion.
It requires him thinking outside of the box. It's really hard.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes,
whatever.
I like omelets, you prick.
Oh, the omelet.
Yeah, omelets, omelets,
Ghost omelets.
Hey, well, everything that's happening to him. I mean, I had my grandfather die the other weekend, right after the M&B show, by the way. Right after the M&B show, I had an M&B show, went to sleep, and in the middle of the night we got a call. So,
yeah,
if you think that's the worst thing that can happen, please, that thing that happened in people's lives is way worse.
Yeah, but yeah.
So, Mr. Cole, you had a question. We're gonna take that question and then bounce.
Let's see. Can I ask a question? It's kind of odd. What is the question?
Yeah, we're gonna answer the question. Gonna make sure it's fastly answered and then bounce.
When do I work tomorrow?
Late.
I think
at
I work from
night.
12 to 5.
QuakeCon is on, by the way. I'm really curious what's gonna happen there. So
Yeah, I think I work 12 to 5. Where's my paper? Where's my paper?
I don't know where your paper's at, man.
Oh, I've got
Toilet
hiccups.
paper's in the toilet, and that's all I'm gonna say.
I have so many different schedules. What is this? Ah, balls. Okay, hold on. Let me rifle through my papers. Let's see. This is the 22nd. No, I could throw this away. Don't need that. Is this a more recent schedule? Because I had to like take one from the printer and just. Okay. This is the 30th. I can't use this one yet. This is future scheduling.
Oh my god. I guess we're not getting the question. I don't know how to fix that. Maybe refresh the page. Or go all the way up or something of the sort.
Okay, it's a paper. So I can't see any of their others' comments. How do I fix this? I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that the question?
I don't see any other question. If anybody else has any more questions, go ahead, spread them like butter, or we're gonna bounce.
Yeah, I can't do anything there. Refresh the page. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good idea.
Sounds like the only idea. Oh man.
Oh boy. Do you think Arbiter will eventually hit 100,000 subs?
Definitely, 100%, no doubt.
Yeah.
I'll give until the end of the year. End of the year, he's gonna hit it.
Yeah, that's a bit of a given.
There's no doubt about that.
I doubt any machinima directors will ever hit PewDiePie levels, but
No, never, ever. Even RVB is not there. Never gonna be there. We're talking about somebody who has 24, 25 million subscribers at this point. The man makes so much money. It's scary how much money he makes off of screaming into microphone.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but hey, he got the talent to make people laugh. Why not cash upon it? You know, I think we will never hit 10,000 subscribers. It's gonna take us a while.
10,000?
Yeah. Well, we're reaching our 590, 59.
Heck, I know for a fact that we've got at least 5,000. So we're halfway there.
Yeah, we're about halfway there. I mean, I'll be like taking it steady and slow, and I know that every time we get subscribers, it's pretty much us alone. I think we got a very small nudge with like 100 subscribers when we released episode 7 of Elites of War and Arbiter liked it. We got like 100 subscribers in a week, and after that we mellowed out.
Maybe we should follow the rest of the band.
Random ask question: who was the worst voice actor director that you have had the pleasure working with? Well, see, that's a question where you start naming people, and that's not really a good thing. We never worked with a lot of directors, but the worst director I worked with, I do not have any. Every director I worked with is people I liked, so there was never any negativity going on. I worked with Toolbox. I worked with Corrupted. I worked with Arbiter. I even worked with Mike WB, but not really worked with him. And all of these guys were great. I never had a problem with any of these guys. Voice actor wise, there's always voice actors who think they're like big shits, who assume that, ooh, I'm so awesome, you have to bow down to me. But again, very rarely do I ever met a voice actor who would go a step out of the line. I guess the worst voice actor would be the one who... Oh, the worst director, I would suppose, is the one I voiced for but never released his Machinima Global Production 7. I guess that would be the worst director, but it's not because he's bad. It's because he never released Machinimas.
Yeah, for me, I really can't say. We're not going to answer the preference between Union or Evolved.
We don't care. We think both of them suck balls. Not really. We don't have an opinion on them.
Yeah.
Truth be told, I think they're both doing exactly the same thing. They cater to the same audience. The only difference is that one is run by elitists and one is run by newbies.
Yeah.
Newbies. I'm telling you, once Arbiter launches his thing, every respectable director will go there. And
Elites
even
and plebs.
yeah, and even unrespectable directors will go there too. But most of the directors who are going to be shining over there would be respectable people such as me, Mike WB, Toolbox.
That one's up for debate.
You don't really need much else. You need a microphone, and that's it.
Yeah.
And body actors, if you're gonna go for big scale machinimas.
Yeah, though I don't really think anybody should try to do big scale from the get-go.
What do you say?
I said I don't think anybody should try to do a big scale machinima from the
Well,
get-go.
you can do what I did. Do big scale cloning, lots of cloning.
Yeah, but one, that's pretty damn technical, and two, you had a fairly solid, didn't you have a couple buddies?
No, I had nobody.
Really?
Literally nobody.
No.
For the first season of Release of War, nobody. Nobody.
One man season right there.
What series stands out to you saying, darn, this was awesome? Oh, wow. I'm going to be cliche. Definitely the latest season of Red vs. Blue. Definitely the latest season of Red vs. Blue.
God damn it. I've still got to freaking catch up on that.
We haven't watched that much machinimas to actually properly say that.
I mean, there's also the fact that we have not been quote unquote in the community, and
every psychological machinima I saw is crap because nobody has the proper education in the field to make a real scary, real emotional machinimas ever. None of those machinimas actually work. None of them scary. None of them are suspenseful. They're just copy paste of the basics, jump scares or noises or darkness. There's no really good psychological machinimas out there right now. I know there's some people who attempted to do them and they got some decent results, but talking from perspective of somebody who's actually has a degree in the field, none of them are really even remotely psychological in their nature.
Yeah, and there are no spiders, so you can't put them in Halo to add that in there.
Unless it's CGI spiders, in which case we can do it.
It looked like that one have you ever heard of Birds?
Huh?
It was like this environmental message morale thing.
Oh, I'll be right back.
Where
Give me a sec.
Okay. Where's a battery? I need a battery. My mouse is dying. When batteries come along, you must flip them. And flip them good. Oh, is that a battery? That's a battery. I'm gonna use it. Is this a good one? Is this a good battery? I hope it's a good battery. Be a good battery, or you are thrown into the trash like a Velociraptor sherbet. It works! Right. Well, my friend's Machinima is... If so, could you rate my friend's Machinima series? Sorry, but we are not in the business of rating. I do not take it upon myself to rate other people's things. One, because that would put you into a rank compared to someone else. And, people will take our rank literally before they even watch your stuff. So it's best for you to just look at the general comments of the stuff you have and get a rating from that on your own. You really do not want to ask somebody else to rate your stuff unless you're really, there. Do you think that Director Community Machinima MU will ever come out? What is Director Community Machinima? Is that when you... I think I've heard about that. Isn't the Director Community Machinima when all the directors sort of work together to make a big machinima? Because if that's so, I'm fairly certain it will come out, but I don't think it's going to be, soon.
So what?
No, somebody asked, Silent Spartan asked, do you think that the Director Community Machinima at Machinima Union will ever come out?
No. I think it's going to be a very, very long time before anything happens.
Yeah, that's what I just...
These things never work. And if they do work, they're extremely poor quality. And the reason I'm going to say that because when you have so many creative minds in there,
it's called
bad.
Youngblood, and I think it's kick-ass. He's having me help him with it, too, on the bugs. I noticed. Kale Cole was asking if we could rate his series, and I told him, no, we're not really in that business.
No, we're not.
And
if
then
you want it to be reviewed, go to Machinima or something.
Yeah, go to whoever. Just ask...
We're also don't promote Machinimas just because somebody asks us to. As I said, we're gonna have a section in M&B show where we're gonna mention Machinimas we watched the week, but we're not gonna be going out of the way to promote somebody. It's not our job.
Yeah, my idea was to just tell them to look at the comments that are on the video and get your own rating from there.
Or go to one of those websites so somebody can rap on it or praise it or whatever. And again, you know, as I said before, people assume that just because the director has X amount of subscribers or views, he has to help others people out. That's not true. There's nothing wrong with helping somebody out, but people shouldn't expect anybody who's big to help out. It's not our job. It's not nobody's job to promote someone else.
Indeed.
It's just wrong. Sorry.
Okay. Is there anything else?
Yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up right now. I don't think there's anything else that's coming out. So, yeah. All right then. I guess we're done.
Yeah. If there's anything else, just feel free to keep on commenting, and we will answer your questions after the video is over.
Yeah. And just a little summarize what we talked about today. We talked about Halo 2 cinematic. We talked about Shinima and why we don't release anything so far. We talked about what the purpose of MNB show. We talked about Halo 2 Anniversary, Destiny Beta, Digital Fear, and Deus Ex Machina, and what's the situation with Digital Virus. We also talked about what defame is and how to properly to defame somebody. Tutorial for those of you who are actually trying to do that. Talked about our new little flicksters that we're probably gonna do for the next show, hopefully, maybe. And of course, that Digital Virus is back due to the family issues. Let's cross our fingers and hope they be okay.
Yes.
So,
hopefully nothing bad happened. Well, I mean, obviously something bad happened.
We are not sure if MNB show is gonna come back next week or even the week after, since we only have a month left before we have to release everything. We're probably gonna be working on Machinimus instead of doing MNB show, but if something big news comes out or somebody makes some sort of an attack towards whatever, we're going to be there to cover it and to tell you the juicy news about it. Thank you everybody who commented, even that person who name keeps on eluding me. I keep on forgetting it.
Let's just call him Jack for now.
Oh, Jack? Fine.
No, I don't think that's his name. I think his name was John or something, but I'm just saying Jack because it's a nice placeholder name.
Yeah. Let's thank Jack for actually trying to argue with us over the internet. Let's thank the Spearhead for bringing some nice, good points and actually showing difference of opinion that we rarely see.
But not actually getting into the show where he would be awesome.
Right? Right? God damn it. That prick. We would like to thank you. First of all, thanks for making MMB show living. Otherwise, without your support, we wouldn't be doing MMB show at all. Oh no, we would not. We probably would have dropped it after first 3 episodes back in 2011, 2010. Thanks for watching Destiny Beta. We worked really hard to not suck, even though we sucked. Yeah, thanks. That was your host, Mikey.
And I am your host, Brandy.
So, peace the fuck out, guys. Later.
Adios.